All right, guys. This is Going Dutch Radio Network. And we're back, people. Podcast number 12. Podcast number 12. I am CJ, your host. This is Going Dutch Radio Network. Thank you guys for watching. We are live right now. That's right. We are live right now on Periscope, Twitter. Yeah, that's right. We're doing Twitter now. YouTube, and of course, Facebook once again. Please like and subscribe. We greatly appreciate it. First off, I'm CJ, the host. To the left of me, or to the camera's right, rather, is Blue. How's it going, Blue?
Not bad. Not bad at all.
That's it? That's all you got?
No, well, I was going to say that we're going to talk about some shit tonight that I really care about, so I'm just glad that we're talking about it finally.
He even wrote notes.
Wow.
Which is pretty sad.
You actually care about something?
Down. Yeah, I do.
Wow.
I do.
All right. To the camera's left, this guy, the guy in...
Fucking tattoo man over here.
Tatted man. That is Candy. How's it going, Candy?
Candy's doing good. I'm doing very well.
Fresh out of the pen.
Jesus Christ.
I'm a little hot.
All right, guys. We are live every Saturday night, 8 p.m. Thank you, guys. If you're watching, we greatly appreciate it. Does anyone want to just talk about what topics we're going to be running through tonight?
Government selling narcotics.
Yes.
JFK.
Yeah.
MK Ultra. Obesity.
Is MK Ultra like a beer?
It is.
Okay.
And then Russians don't smile in public.
They don't. It's so interesting. I'll show you the video. It's crazy.
Oh, wow, yeah.
So what do you guys want to start with? We don't have to go down the line, but if you want to, we definitely can. It's up to you.
I don't know. Should we start with obesity or should we start with government selling narcotics?
I mean, I feel like
It's always fun to talk
it's a 50-50.
about big people.
What do you think, Blue? It's up to you. Which topic are we going to talk about first?
Obesity.
Obesity.
Let's start light.
Although
not so light.
Yeah, that's
Not so
oxymoron.
light, yeah.
That
All right,
was
guys.
kind of offensive.
So the first topic we want to talk about is obesity. The fat people of America. The swole people of America, I guess you can call it.
Here's my issue with obesity. People always blame their weight on fast food. But is fast food really to blame for fat America?
Yeah.
And that's
It is,
not
actually.
mine.
It is.
Absolutely.
How so?
Because people can't afford to eat healthy foods.
Oh, that's complete bullshit.
Have you ever seen how much a Coke is compared to a water?
So what?
We're talking about $2 extra. We're talking about poor people getting fat here.
Yeah.
And the only thing that they can live off of is salt and fat and sugar. That's it.
It is cheaper to go out and get fast food
End of discussion.
than it is to try to go grocery shopping
And get salads.
Even on a budget.
Yeah.
Salads
S-
are outrageous.
Salads is really expensive.
It is.
Unless you get romaine or organic.
Yeah, if
Yeah.
someone's going to eat like a horse and just eat, lettuce the whole time, nope. No
Yeah.
pun intended, sorry, Candy.
No.
I mean, you can't do it. I remember whenever I was a kid.
Okay, so how do you explain a person in a McDonald's drive-thru eating a Jack in the Box taco and they're getting a big-ass Happy Meal or something?
Because they're victims.
They say Happy
They're
Meal, but
victims
you,
of the
you damn well
advertising.
know the Happy Meal isn't for her kid.
Because what's
or his kid.
First off, what's advertised more? Fast food or
Vegetables?
a vegetable
Well, there's
place.
Veggie Tales.
Yeah, who's going to be able to afford a fast food place that just prides on veggies? No, nobody.
Okay, how do you explain Bread Company then? People go there all the time.
Oh, shit. That shit's filled with fat.
Absolutely, it
It's
is.
filled with
Okay,
fat.
Yeah, but you don't have to get the fat. You,
You
can
get
get a damn
soup
salad.
inside of bread. You get soup inside of bread. All right?
You don't
They
have to
take
get soup inside of bread.
They
They
take
got-
butter. It's
Come
butter.
on.
You
It's
can get a
butter
salad.
and salt inside
when you
of
go
a
to
big roll of bread.
Blue, when you go to a restaurant, okay, you always order a salad. Most of the time with light dressing, you order
I
a
do,
healthy
yeah.
meal. So you are very thin, not so much attractive.
Wow.
But
All right,
you
guys.
you eat healthy.
Wait till we take our shirts off. We'll
no,
see
no,
who's
seriously.
more attractive.
Seriously, you eat healthy because you can and
Yeah.
because you choose to,
Yes.
and you don't have that much money. So how
I
can
have
you say
I mean, I have some money.
some money? But you're talking about that. Oh, nobody can, be fat and not blame fast food because they don't have
For
any money. They
people
don't
that-
have any other options.
No, hold on. First off, for people that have
Put the
assistance from the government and who are really struggling. Okay, let's just say they ran out of the food stamps, whatnot, whatever. Or let's say their kid's fucking hungry. Where are you going to go? You're going to go somewhere quick for a fucking Happy Meal or kids meal that costs what, $3 with a drink.
Have
Like,
you
it's-
seen? Have you seen what's in the carts of people on food stamps most of the time? It's unhealthy shit.
Well, yeah, the
They
food
don't-
stamps, but the food stamps give them a ceiling for the amount of money that they can spend.
They
on
don't.
food.
Oh,
so
they
end up
barely
going-
have any produce in their cart.
They, of course not, because what if you eat carrots all day, you're gonna be fucking hungry. It's either carrots or
But-
Doritos.
No, no, no,
If
no,
you-
no.
Hold on. First off, if you eat a lot of carrots, you'll have very good eyesight.
You'll have very good eyesight, but let me tell you, you're not gonna be in a good mood because you're gonna be fucking hungry.
Yeah, it's a snacking food, okay? But when you're sitting, hey, take this from me. I want to get healthy, and I'm gonna. But it's really hard for me not to eat pizza or drink soda. But I have a choice whether or not I want to buy it
Well,
and take
and
it into my house.
You know what?
Real quick.
It
Sorry.
is. Go ahead.
Hold on.
Go ahead.
Real quick. I just want to, I just got to talk about this. Candy, I normally take him very seriously. He's always very, he's outspoken, but he's very direct and very firm about his decisions. But you and that fucking wife beater, dude, it's unbelievable.
Actually, it's
Anything
a
you
white
say-
tank top.
Anything you say has no credibility. There's no credibility.
I got a little sunburn from being outside exercising
Did
when
you
I
push
was
some-
at the pool,
Oh.
and I saw a bunch of people eating a lot of unhealthy foods
Doing
like
some
pizza and
events.
burgers. But you know what? They were out exercising. They have a choice whether or not they want to eat a salad or they want to exercise. A lot of people choose to have fat foods and they don't want to exercise.
No,
But they
there's-
want to blame fast food establishments and everything in the grocery stores that has sodium in it, even though it's all labeled. They pick it up, they read it. Oh, this looks good. I can't believe I'm overweight because I eat this sodium.
No, hey, no one believes more in personal responsibility than I do, but I'm going to tell you right now that if you go through an entire grocery store and you look at all the labels, the majority, like 95% of the shit, is bad for you. It's bad
Do you know
for
why?
Go down
They-
the breakfast
For
fucking
one
food
thing,
aisle.
no, I absolutely agree. But on that note, think about it.
Excuse me.
Think about it this way. So we think that healthy food costs more. Well, it costs more to make and to produce healthy food. So there's not as
There's
many
very
companies
little-
out there.
There's very little
So
healthy food to begin with.
If big companies cannot profit from healthy food,
yeah.
what are they going to do?
No, hold on.
They're going to go with the other.
They-
You
with
got to
the
shop.
other.
You got to shop smart. You got to look for sales. Okay. How often do you go into
It's
the
tough.
seafood department, the deli department?
Yeah.
People always tend to, and I'm one of them. People always tend to go for the fatty foods,
Yeah.
the stuff that tastes good.
Quick
They don't
tip-
research it.
Quick tip: don't go to the grocery store hungry. Goddamn. That's
No,
for sure.
it's this is strictly a money making strategy by all these big corporations because they know. In fact, I read a book about it. I read a book, believe it or not, and they were talking about specifically they're talking about Cheez-Its. And there's all this sodium in them.
Yeah.
And they're like, why have so much sodium? Because when the Cheez-It hits your tongue,
Wow.
no,
The way you're saying that, just it's very
No,
interesting.
It is.
no, the salt actually hits your taste buds a certain way to where the flavor is much more intense. So that's why there's so much salt in a lot of things, because if there wasn't, then the flavor. People are all about the flavor.
I'll tell you what.
They're about
Yeah.
the flavor and being full.
If it tastes good, eat it. That's
very simple.
People don't usually think about what they're throwing down their mouths other than
Yeah.
it looks good and it tastes delicious.
Yes, yeah, they don't think
But it's
about it.
also, if you want to get healthy, you can get healthy. You can run, you can exercise. But the thing is, a lot of people are medicated nowadays to where the drugs that they're on, they give them that craving, and it's very hard for them not to want that sugar
Are you talking about ice
or
cream?
or those fatty foods.
You're talking about the ice cream.
I'm talking about everything.
Opioids cause a craving for ice cream, apparently.
Sure.
From what I've read.
Sweets.
Sweets. yeah.
Sweets.
Yeah.
But it's anything.
That doesn't help. No.
But it's
No.
anything. It's any drug.
And drinking beer doesn't help either. You're not going to want a salad while you're drinking
No,
a
it's
beer.
it's full of fucking carbs, which turn
Yeah.
into starch, which turn into fat.
Yeah, and if you don't down a pizza by the end of the night, you're going to feel like shit the next day.
And by the way, that pizza is okay. Think about it. Do you know like a frozen pizza? If you eat an entire just thin crust frozen pizza,
Guilty as charged.
it's like 200-something% sodium per for the day. That's supposed to be all the sodium you're supposed to have for the day. 250%. So that one pizza that you ate, that one fucking thing,
Sometimes
crust
an
pizza,
eighth of a pizza it is.
it's fucking
It
ridiculous.
can be an eighth of a
Come
pizza.
on.
But
It's
you
just-
guys have
what
a
the
choice
fuck?
whether you want to eat that pizza.
Here's
Well,
the thing, but here's the thing. When you have all these options out there, it's cheap, it's good. Okay,
Is pizza really cheap? Have you seen prices on them?
what are you talking about? It's a meal that can feed
Pizza's
two.
pretty cheap.
Okay, you can go to Domino's, which they have a markup. They have to make the pizza, then they have all this markup. They have to have stores and whatnot. But you can walk in right now
Rice
in Domino's
and
and get a
chicken.
medium 2-topping pan crust with Parmesan garlic.
Brooklyn.
Plug.
And it's made
Oh,
out
it's
of nothing.
delicious.
And it's made out of nothing.
No, here's the thing. It's only fucking $6.
Salt
That's
and
crazy.
fat and sugar. Salt, fat, sugar. That's all it's made out of.
Here's the thing. At the end of the day, it's cheaper to make shitty food. I mean, that's just the fucking fact.
It's cheaper.
Well,
it's
yeah,
easier
well,
to
no-
eat.
It's cheaper. It's cheaper to make fake food, shit
No.
that's not even real. Okay, think-
CJ, no one's ordering. No one's arguing that it's cheaper to make shitty food, but you
Right.
have an option whether or not if you're going to eat chicken and rice, are you going to buy a bottle of teriyaki with all this sodium and dump it on there and dump pounds of butter? You have a choice whether you want to do that or not.
But really, if you go down to the bare minimum to where you're just eating healthy, there ain't a hell of a lot there.
No, there's not.
I mean, there's really not much there at all.
For the exception of eating just raw fucking veggies, like just raw produce from the grocery store. That's it. There's no healthy alternatives to anything else.
And even that's not good anymore
Hey,
because there's so much carbon dioxide.
The new princess,
the
Meghan
air.
Markle, she eats veggies and fish, but she cheats on the weekends.
I bet you her poops smell amazing.
That's right.
Oh God, that sounds fucking terrible.
You better have a fan going.
Fun fact. So the you know the food pyramid, right?
Yeah.
You know it has like all the basic
They
like
smell like fish and veggies.
what starts at the bottom, what goes
Very
to the
cool.
top. Like, did you know those scientists, those people that approved and created the food pyramid were actually paid off? It is actually a fact now.
Yeah.
Yeah, they got
I've
paid
heard about
off
that.
to put the shittier food like dairy, bread, carbs, just like the shittier food higher up on the food chain or higher up on the food pyramid, because that's the shit that's going to sell for these big corporations. These lobbyists were able to pay those motherfuckers off to approve and to make a food pyramid that is absolutely incorrect.
Yeah,
I mean,
no.
tell me that's not fucked
Once
up.
again, it's our government serving us very well.
To the fans out there, all 800, whatever. Before we came down here, we had a barbecue.
It's gonna be 900
We
if
had
they see you with your shirt
sausages.
off.
Right?
We had bratwurst. We had dogs, wieners, and we ate them. And it was really unhealthy. We put ketchup, mustard,
Yeah. I mean,
other stuff on them, but we
Yeah.
could have
we ate like total
had
shit.
Yeah.
we could have had some roasted vegetables,
Yeah,
Yeah.
we could have. But
but we didn't because
No.
it doesn't taste good.
and not only that, once again, it costs more fucking money to do it. All right?
Yeah.
Just people just don't get it. People don't respect it.
People blame. People have the tendency. Oh, you know what? I'm obese. I don't exercise. I don't do anything to make my life healthier. But all they got to do is get out. Unless you got a physical disability, which
Yeah.
a lot of people do. So I'm not including you guys. But a lot of people are just plain fucking lazy. They don't get out there and do anything.
I 100% agree with you about exercise. Nobody exercises.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, some people do.
not even
but
not
it-
even me.
If
It's
you
tough. It's
if
tough
you're
to start it
eating
up.
It
shitty
is.
food, you need to exercise, plain and simple, or else you're gonna get really fucking fat.
If you exercise and you work out, like let's say 5 times a week, you really can eat whatever you want. I mean,
Maybe, I don't know.
Once again, guys, this is Going Dutch Radio Network. We are talking about obesity
Look at
and
the dog.
the
Look at
pros
the
and the
dog.
cons. And is it our fault? Is it the people's fault? Or is it the government? Who's at fault for obesity in America? That's what we're talking about. Please watch us live
I think
every
it's the
Saturday
corporations.
night at 8 p.m. Central. That's right. 8
yeah,
p.m.
anyone out there who is a little bit large who wants to comment on this, please call in.
No, it's you know what? I'm just gonna say right here, right now, that it's the
Yeah.
corporations' fault. It's the fucking corporations.
I totally agree.
They
People always want to blame everybody for their problems.
No. It isn't blame people for their problems. All the food, everything you buy, it's either got salt, fat, or sugar in it. You can go buy
Yeah.
canned vegetables, and it's got sugar.
But do you know why?
Low sodium.
They load that shit up because it tastes better.
It tastes
actually
better.
No
it
salt
tastes
added.
better. There's nothing you can do about
Blue,
it.
here's another thing
There's
you got
nothing
to
you can do about it.
Give me a
Here's
break.
another thing
We
you
need to do
got.
a show at Schnucks, and we can go around Schnucks, and we can look at all the products that they have, and you won't believe it. You won't believe it. Read the nutrition
What about
facts.
Deerbergs? What about Shop and Save?
Whatever. It doesn't matter where we go. All these. We can go wherever you want to go.
Every grocery store you walk into
Mm-hmm.
is going to have the same stuff. But when people say, "Oh, I need some Diet Coke," then they're in the damn cookie aisle picking out Oreos.
Well, that's different.
You know,
That's
it's-
different. I know. There's some people who
you
go
also
to
got
town
to you
on
also
the
got to bring
cookies.
up mental illness too. Into it.
No. But I think that the reason that there isn't an obesity epidemic where the majority of the people in America are overweight is due to the fact that they have a very, very difficult time finding edible products that are
Yeah.
healthy for you.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
It
just not
is.
fucking there.
Right. Am I going to spend triple the amount for something that doesn't taste as good? And when you have limited options, you're like, that
Yeah,
literally
good.
tastes like fucking cardboard. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and good luck finding something that's healthy for you.
Exactly.
What are you
All
going to do, chew on lettuce all fucking day? And even the lettuce has E. coli in it now.
Exactly.
Okay, I think we're beating a dead horse here.
No, we're not beating a fucking dead horse.
Are you bringing up horses
I'm
again?
telling you that obesity is a big fucking deal in America, and it's the number one reason why people die these days is because of heart disease.
Cancer.
You know?
Yeah, I mean, it causes everything, apparently. I don't know.
Fucking depressing. Absolutely fucking depressing.
People, all right, look, we as a country need to do something about it. That's all I'm saying.
Right. And there's other countries out there, like Denmark and all those, nice
Yeah.
European, companies or countries rather, who went out of their way and paid extra money, and they tried as hard as they can just to make food healthier, make healthier alternatives. Think about it. The more that we make healthier food, the more that we try to produce it and harvest it, the cheaper it will be to make, which will make
Yeah.
it cheaper for us to buy, right?
Yeah.
Doesn't that make fucking sense, people?
Yes.
I think it does.
It'll be very difficult though
Then why-
because
why-
it's like
Talking
getting
to
people,
our fans.
It's like getting people
Good.
off drugs. It's like getting people off drugs because
Right.
because they're so used to that hit when they eat something, when they bite into a hamburger.
Oh, man.
God.
Taco Bell, plug. I love you guys.
Oh, man.
But God, they have some amazing food.
Then you wash it down with a Coke.
It does.
Right there.
It
I
tastes
don't
good.
drink soda, but I will
Sugary
pound
Coke.
some beer with a Taco Bell.
Yeah, it isn't like beer's good either. I mean, here I am on my high horse.
Once again, we're talking about obesity. Blue, what is your favorite fast food if you had to pick one? And what's your favorite fast food item on the
Actually,
menu?
I like Mr. Good Sense. Does that count for anything? Is that a fast food?
That's a while ago.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
I'll go with
Really?
Arby's. I'll say Arby's.
Mm.
I like Arby's a lot.
What do you get from Arby's? What do
Actually,
you love?
Dairy-
What makes you so fucking... What makes you just want to throw up afterwards?
The best hamburger is Dairy Queen, in my opinion. So Dairy Queen. I'll just say Dairy Queen.
Get the fuck out
You
of
get
here.
blizzards,
Are you serious?
hamburgers, fries. Yeah, the best fries. Yeah. Dairy Queen's the shit.
I would have to say Lion's Choice.
That's expensive.
Lion's Choice, yeah. Once
That-
again, that's like fucking...
That's like paying for healthy food.
right. It's like $11 to have a fry, a fucking sandwich. Have you tasted how much salt's on it?
And
I
then
mean, I
they give
love
you a
it.
little
Don't
bit
get
of
me
water.
wrong.
They give you a little bit of water to
There's
pour on it.
nothing about that.
You're like, what are you doing?
And can I have 4 buckets of cheddar with that? Thanks. I appreciate it.
Oh, that'll be $22.
Yeah, exactly.
Dumb shit.
So, what's the consensus
You
here?
can watch us slice the beef, though.
Do you think the government is part of the blame, or do you think
The government's definitely
It's the
part of the blame.
citizens.
Well, the
You're
corporations.
so anti-government anyway.
Well, aren't you?
About certain things, not fast food.
Yeah, okay. Well, when we get on the other topics, I'm sure you'll be pro-government. Anyway,
once again, I am CJ, the host. To the camera's right is Blue, and this guy in the white beater is Candy.
look at those
Jesus
arms.
Christ.
Jesus Christ.
Straight out of the fucking penitentiary. All right, guys, so we just talked about obesity. Do we have anything else to add in before we, kind of come to the next subject? I mean, that went pretty quick. I mean, we can talk about a little bit of anything that has to do with American wrongdoing.
Well, I think the other topics are going to be
Oh,
just.
Can we move on to the
encyclopedic.
Russians don't smile in public? That
No,
looks
no, no,
interesting.
no. What
I will.
We should say that for last. I think we
it
need to.
is fucking hilarious.
We need to dive into
And
one
it's
of these
real.
big ones.
It's fucking real. Once again, we are on Periscope, YouTube, Pornhub, Facebook. Did I just say all of them?
Yes.
Yeah.
Twitch.
Oh, no, we're not on Twitch anymore. That's
No.
why we have Periscope, people. We make sure to comment to people on Facebook if you see them.
Yeah, I will.
right.
Absolutely.
All right. I'm afraid to ask you questions without you beating me with those muscles.
He's very intimidating.
All right, guys, so we talked about obesity. What is the next topic that you guys want to talk about? We still have left Russians and how they don't smile in public. MK Ultra, the crazy CIA shit that might or might not be going on. JFK conspiracy or the government stealing narcotics.
Well, frankly, I think JFK and MK Ultra have a lot of connections.
Okay, we can talk about the JFK.
Let's talk about the JF fucking K.
Why don't you go ahead and lead us in?
So we want to talk about JFK. So we want to talk about all angles here, all penetration. So for one,
Yep.
real quick, just a quick yes or no. Do you believe Oswald was the killer? Before we start anything, yes or no?
He was one of the killers.
Wow, interesting.
One of the killers.
I haven't heard
he-
that.
No, he was the only one. Okay, obviously.
No, that's
It was
very
proven.
I do not.
Proven by a bunch
I absolutely
of-
don't think that it was him. I
Yeah.
believe there was somebody else. There was something, and we'll get further into it. But I just want to start with that. We were talking about JFK, people. What do you think? We want to know. Please chat with us. We appreciate it. So, Blue, what do you think? I know you got a lot of info, and Blue
I
over
do.
here knows more about the fucking JFK than the fucking CIA or FBI or the
No,
government
believe me.
themselves.
Believe
he
me.
took notes.
I don't.
The wrong
but
notes.
I was looking at a lot of these notes here, a lot of these websites and
His
old,
mother wrote the notes.
very old documents
Yeah.
that are on the JFK assassination, and I think when you see all the the variety of conspiracy theories,
Mm-hmm.
it's hard to really know which one is
Mhm,
right
mhm, mhm,
because
mhm.
there's so many of them. You got
Yeah.
the mafia was involved, the Soviet Union, was it Cuba?
Well,
was
wait
it
a
an
minute.
inside job? Who was it?
I think that's partially the reason why it's hard for some people to believe that is conspiracy, because there's so many different answers or so many different beliefs that what really happened. You know, if we knew that, okay, chances are 95% sure it was this person or this organization that fucking killed JFK, then I feel like it wouldn't be a conspiracy anymore. They would just finally release and say, yeah, this fucking happened.
Well, let me tell you something.
You know, I mean,
Who said it was a conspiracy? Maybe it's a bunch of bored people with their lives who just it has to be a conspiracy because I have nothing to do in my own life to where I'm going to make all this up. It was a clear-cut case what happened.
No, there's actually a lot of people involved who were in the Warren Commission. In fact, the guy who was in front of JFK, who got shot in front of JFK, Governor John Connally of Texas, he was sitting right in front of John F. Kennedy, thinks there was a second shooter. John Connally.
Thanks.
He was sitting
doesn't know.
right in front of John F. Kennedy.
Jesus.
Thanks.
So I think that
You think.
perhaps
He knows
Wrong.
people.
he might have more credibility than anybody sitting at this table as far as what happened that day.
Sure.
I believe
And,
it.
you know, and they've never proved
And
that
I have
it
a
was
lot of
anyone
notes
else
here, by the way.
other than Oswald.
Well, they haven't.
A lot of notes.
Yeah. All right, let's keep on going with the JFK. Hit it,
Wrong.
Blue.
Well, I'll start somewhere.
Let's start somewhere, Blue.
So, all right, it's November 22nd, 1963. Everybody knows how this whole thing starts. He's riding in the motorcade. A president who might have been a great president, we don't know. His head is taken off by a shot out of what they say was the book depository from Lee Harvey Oswald with a gun that was manufactured in 1947, and the scope was shit.
Yeah.
The scope was shit. It actually wasn't even a good scope that lined up on the target. He had to make up for the lack of
Once again, a bunch of made-up stuff by people who want to believe what they want to believe.
You honestly think it's fucking make-believe?
No, the scope was
A
actually
conspiracy? No, I don't think it was a conspiracy. I think it was one person that did it, and he was killed.
Go on, Blue. Tell the facts.
Yeah, get
Well,
to the
there's-
facts.
Or what you
All
think
right.
is the facts.
So here's where I'm going to start. I think it was the CIA that killed John F. Kennedy.
Yes.
The CIA was behind it. It wasn't Cuba.
Absolutely.
It wasn't. But I do think the mafia was involved as well.
Okay, so
And
why?
And I'll tell you why I think that.
All right.
Because it is factual. We can look it up here at some point. The CIA and the mafia actually got together. I think it was 1961.
Yeah.
The Bay of Pigs, when we tried to invade Cuba and overthrow Fidel Castro. The CIA and the mafia got together and they came up with a plan to take a bunch of Cuban exiles who were in Florida.
Yeah.
They were going to send them in there, the Bay of Pigs. They were going to land and they were going to come in and they were going to take over the country in some sort of guerrilla warfare
Jesus.
fuck up. And it was a huge fuck up. It was a very badly planned invasion of Cuba, and all those Cuban exiles were, arrested and executed by the
Fuck.
Castro regime.
That's fucking extreme.
So you did your homework on this one.
But the
Yep.
point, the point is that there is
Was it the correct
an
homework?
historical president of the CIA and the mafia working together, because the mafia, before Fidel Castro overthrew General Batista,
Yeah. Batista. I like that.
before they overthrew them, that was where it was like Las Vegas. It was Las Vegas in another country. Cuba was hopping.
There was like resorts starting to be
It
built,
was-
and it was
It
like
was amazing.
It's like
It was an
Cancun times
amazing
100.
place.
It was like the
Yes,
place
you're
to go
absolutely
to.
right,
And
yeah.
how many miles away from Florida? It really was. I'm not kidding.
It was all mafia money. It was.
I'm sure it was. Think
I'm
about
sure-
fucking Vegas.
They're
and
making
sure it
so
was
much
very
fucking
nice.
money.
Oh.
They're making so much money over there.
have you
It
not
was-
watched any documentaries about JFK, Candy?
I have watched one, and it was called the JFK movie.
Was it Oliver Stone's?
No, I've seen that. I've seen it
Oliver Stone believes in this. Why don't you believe in it?
Yeah.
because I just believe what happened. Everyone has conspiracies.
You want to live in a world where things are easily explained.
Yes. You just
on certain.
You want to live in a
things-
world of innocence.
on
is what you're
certain
saying.
on certain things. Yes, there's just
Yeah.
certain things that I don't want to believe, nor I choose to believe, but I do believe that people are so bored that they have to make things up to fill their own
but there's
void in their
but
souls.
There's tons of names in here. There are very, like, all right, for instance, I'm going to read off some of the people who were witnesses that day.
The day that what?
The day that John F. Kennedy was killed.
All right.
All right, you got Lee Bowers. All right.
Fuck that guy.
So this guy, and once again, viewers, you can look this up on your own, and maybe you're tired of hearing about this.
No, it's
I mean, this has been done to death, but the reason I care about it, the reason that I personally care about it is because this is when our government started to run amok, because the CIA doesn't answer to anybody. They get...
kind of like the mafia.
Yes.
What does CIA stand for?
Central Intelligence Agency.
See, I was just testing you.
They get they get unlimited funding. We don't know how much money that they're getting out of government revenue.
And think about that. Think about this.
We don't know this.
This is pretty interesting. The CIA can, once again, they can do whatever they want
And
because
they do whatever they want.
because it's not like just like the Army or the Armed Forces. The CIA, they are absolutely allowed
Answer nobody.
to answer nobody, including the highest people in the America's government.
You guys are so
and that's not a
wrong.
joke. Oh, come on.
Let me ask you this: why? Okay, Donald Trump. This was last year.
President Trump.
President Donald Trump,
Oh, fuck.
President George H.W. Bush, put into law in 1992. He said that all the files on JFK in 2017 would be open to the public.
Yes.
All of them.
Yes.
And Trump did not declassify all of them.
I wonder
There's still
why.
a bunch of files,
Do you know why?
thousands of files that he did not allow to come to light.
So
Why?
Trump would not let all these files come out of the vault, so to speak, after the how many years, 50-year
Yeah.
ban that they can release.
He had some come out.
Do you know why? Yeah, and here's the thing: he loves
We don't
conspiracies. He loves
That's
like
what he's
causing
all
drama.
about.
But do you know why I think Trump is hiding the files?
Because he's afraid, because the CIA told him to fucking not release them.
I don't see. You're saying
I don't know.
I thought
No.
that I thought the CIA was
Everyone
definitely
has-
involved, and I think the CIA is still partially involved. But I think the Soviet Union, because why would he hide that for the Soviet Union? Because he's kind of, I believe, in cahoots with Russia.
You
I don't think the
guys,
Soviet Union has
you
anything to
guys
do
are
with the-
throwing out, I think he's in cahoots, I think this, I think that. The bottom line is, it's all theory. None of it has been proven, and everybody has someone to answer
Well,
to.
they don't allow it to be proved.
Okay.
They don't allow it to be proved
but,
because
but that's still just what you think.
Okay. How about
no,
this?
actually, the House Select Committee on Assassination said statistically it is improbable that the number of individuals, that is witnesses, with association with the Kennedy assassination died as a result. So what they were saying is that 103 people who, from 1963 till roughly 1977, who were called to testify on the Kennedy assassination, they all died.
Is that not
I'm talking about
little
people,
bit ironic?
I'm talking about people who were called to testify, died. 103 people.
How did they die?
Car wrecks, suicides.
Oh, there's been
For the most part.
mysterious disappearings.
Coincidence.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a very big coincidence. 103 people died.
Well, you know what? 103
The
people
House
die
Select
every
Committee,
day.
the House Select Committee on Assassination said this.
That's
They said
Scary.
this. And they also said that they believed that it was a conspiracy, but they couldn't prove. They couldn't prove who was involved.
Tell me that's not fucking scary. Okay, how
Mm-hmm.
about the fact that Oswald supposedly shot 3 shots out of that rifle within 6.3 seconds? They said somebody, seriously, the most professional marksman out there, this type of rifle that he used, it would take over 13 seconds. The most skilled fucking marksman in the world with that rifle could not shoot 3 shots in 6 seconds.
It
It's
was-
impossible. It's actually impossible.
I think it was
Well,
even-
actually, it's
I
not
think-
possible because it happened.
No. Okay, here's the thing. It's not like a fucking handgun. This is like a rifle. You have to like take back the action. You have to take out.
And it was
the
a shitty
casing.
rifle. It was a shitty rifle.
Oh,
Okay,
and
oh.
how many shots did he get on him?
He,
Ho-
3
hold-
shots.
hold on,
Exactly.
guys.
Supposedly.
Come on.
Supposedly 3 shots.
Hold the phone. All right.
Wait, do you need a phone? Because I mean, I feel like you're in prison with that fucking shirt.
You guys, I should be.
Are you involved in the conspiracy? Because
No,
it
I'm
seems
not.
like you're trying to like.
No,
you
I'm
know,
not
get out
involved with the
of
conspiracy,
talking
but
about
I just have a problem with people with all these theories when they weren't there.
Okay, yeah, true. They weren't there. Okay.
this. Neither was the Warren Commission, which decided that it was a lone gunman.
Here's the thing.
The
Conspiracies.
Warren Commission said that.
A major conspiracy that I feel like most people believe is, partially not true from what the government says. Not millions of people would believe it's a conspiracy unless there's a lot of bullshit out there, or there's a lot of shit that, okay, that doesn't make any sense. No, that doesn't make any sense. How about this? Everything doesn't make any sense. I don't think there's possible there's one shooter. Or how they found Oswald in how many hours? 4 hours after the shooting? They found the gun within 10 minutes. They found the rifle within 10 minutes.
It was a highly secured area. He probably was scared and ran. I don't know.
Let me talk about.
And you know what?
Let me talk about J.D. Tippit real fast. J.D. Tippit, he
Who is this?
He was a Dallas policeman. He is the person that Lee Harvey Oswald supposedly shot when he was fleeing from the scene. There were several witnesses who said they saw two men. One of them heavy said, shoot, kill J.D. Tippit.
So who said this? One of those
witnesses. There were so many witnesses.
Were these paid witnesses?
There were so many witnesses.
Paid witnesses? If anything, it'd be paid the exact opposite to shut the fuck up.
They really wasted their money.
What are you talking about?
I don't know what you guys are talking about.
We're talking about the Kennedy assassination, people.
I know what we're
watching.
talking about, but millions of people can be manipulated by garbage.
I don't fully understand why you're not at least a little bit open-minded about this, honestly.
Because it happened. Well, I saw what happened.
Hey, Sam.
You saw what happened.
Footage.
You saw guys' head
and I
get
saw
taken
and
off.
I saw everything. It's like watching
Jack Ruby. Jack Ruby.
Oh, Jack Ruby. Don't get me started on that.
Sam Canzero, thank you for watching. We greatly appreciate it. He's a fan of the show. He said Jack Ruby worked for the Chicago mob.
He did.
Yes.
He owned a strip club. And there's a lot of testimony that said that he was, he was very saddened by the death of Jack Kennedy. But I'm going to tell you right now.
Let's hear it.
You have Lee Harvey Oswald. If you cared that your president, the guy that you're crying about, was killed, and the guy who killed him is about to be taken to trial to find out exactly what happened, would you shoot him?
Absolutely not.
Because
you're a fucking hero.
Because you really want to know what happened. Why did he kill him?
He's the most wanted man in the fucking world times 100. Okay, I mean, exactly.
There is no doubt that Lee Harvey Oswald was going to be executed.
Okay,
wait, real quick. I'm just curious. Hold on. I'm sorry. Oswald, how did he get caught? And then why?
He was in a movie theater.
Why did he get shot? What did he supposedly do? Start running or have a knife? Or
right,
is there any? What happened?
So he supposedly shoots John F. Kennedy. Runs out of the Texas Book Depository, which was overlooking the motorcade. All right, and they said that he shot him from the back, but as we see in the video, if we had video, that Jack Kennedy's head goes back.
Yeah, he went back.
It goes back.
From the.
It goes back.
I mean, the round is fucking 3/4 of an inch wide and about an inch long.
Okay,
head, which is the first shot. The first shot goes through his throat.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I mean, once again, this is why it's so convoluted.
Okay, so why?
Go ahead.
So let me ask you this, and I do agree with you on the fact that they got to Oswald way too quickly because he should have been interviewed. So them allowing someone with a gun to get that close to him, yeah, I believe there was something off there. But at the same time, why would the government want to assassinate John F. Kennedy?
Great question. Great question. And that's where a lot of the conspiracies have their origins. The one that I believe in, the one that I think involves the CIA plotting to kill John F. Kennedy, is because he was starting to normalize relations with the Soviet Union. And he also, after the failure of the Bay of Pigs, was soured on the idea of overtaking Cuba. And he was also soured on the idea of sending troops to Vietnam. He did not want to continue that fight to end communism.
You sound like he was a new age liberal.
He was opening his mind to the idea that maybe we could all just get along, that maybe communism was not the threat that a lot of these, I guess you could say, red meat fascists.
Whoa. Oh,
red meat fascists were wanting. They wanted him to toe the line, and he refused. And I think even Eisenhower, in his last day as president of the United States, he was talking about the military-industrial complex. He said, "This is something that is very concerning to me."
Yeah.
They want to have a continuous, endless war because it creates a lot of money for these companies, for these defense companies.
I agree.
And he left. John F. Kennedy got in 1960. 3 years later, he's dead. Now, you look at what he was planning to do. He did not want to increase our troop presence in Vietnam. That's why I think it happened.
All right, guys.
Because after he's gone, Lyndon Johnson goes full into Vietnam.
Isn't that fucking ridiculous?
Yeah.
I wondered. I was going to ask Candy if he actually knew the president that took over or who stepped up. I was going to ask him. I don't know if he knew or not. All right, real quick. I'm going to watch in slow motion.
Yeah.
I'm going to watch. We're going to watch some slow motion footage of
There we go.
the JFK
Yeah.
shooting. So let's get a good look at it, people.
Yeah, Candy, why don't you explain this one?
I'll
Yeah.
explain it as I see it.
Oh, hold on. Let me back down. All right, guys. We're talking about the Kennedy assassination.
Yeah, it looks really clear to me.
Oh, calm down. This is from like the 1960s, man. Okay, 1960s.
Are we watching a video of Cody's play in the dark?
Who? I don't know what you're talking about.
CJ.
Sorry. Okay, let's do it. Do-do-do-do-do-do.
Man, that's really
we need
good
some
quality.
music. We need some music for this.
I'm sorry, I don't have it on.
Well, I just want to shade everybody that I'm really glad to be here in
Boom!
Dallas.
Oh
Oh my
my
god! Oh my god! What the hell happened?
I don't think he was talking like that at that point. All right, here's footage of Kennedy getting shot, and we are arguing for and against conspiracies. I totally think it's conspiracy. So does Blue. Candy, he doesn't. God damn, that's fucking disgusting.
Aren't you
sad.
fucking pissed? Aren't you pissed that the people who were behind this didn't fucking get
Yeah,
arrested?
Absolutely, it's
That's
fucking.
fucking
Yeah.
ridiculous.
That's what scares me. That's why I believe in these conspiracies, but I almost don't even like talking about it or
And it-
certain ones because you're
and it's
afraid
our own
to.
fucking. It's our own government that did it.
Yeah,
Maybe.
It's our own government.
Maybe.
No,
Maybe.
I think
Come
they really
on.
did. I think they did because, by the way, the CIA before, I think it was in 1961.
Mm-hmm.
Allen Dulles was the head of the CIA. Kennedy fires him in 1961.
It's pretty
So you want to talk about a little potential
Well, that's what I'm saying. There's
motivation
so many.
to kill.
Well, you make
your
a lot of
boss.
good
There's a
points.
ton of motivation.
You make a lot of good points, but
I mean, we're still just digging in here.
yeah, we're digging.
What do you guys think? I mean, come on.
Real quick,
What do you-
Sam Canzero, he's commented again, one of our fans of the show who might be on the show here pretty soon.
How did I join?
He said when JFK took office, apparently he started cleaning house at the CIA, so there's a theory it was rogue CIA agents. What do you think about that?
I think that's
Jason
definitely-
Bourne?
The Bourne identity.
Well, E. Howard Hunt was one of the
The
CIA
Bourne
agents.
conspiracy.
Yeah.
He was involved in Watergate. He was also involved in the Bay of Pigs, as I mentioned earlier, in trying to recruit a bunch of Cuban refugees. E. Howard Hunt. So I'm just going to go to a variety of different conspiracies. So
Real quick, guys, we're talking about JFK assassination
Yeah.
conspiracies or not. It's one thing I want to bring up real
A
quick.
lot of wasted time with these notes.
A lot of things that
it really is. Like, there's nothing in here that I'm talking about.
One thing I really want to bring up is how the biggest conspiracies out there always involve the government, or the most proof that it was conspiracy always seem to always involve the government. You know what I mean?
Well, it did involve the government because the head of the government was shot in the head.
Yeah,
Exactly.
by one person.
So it's like,
By the government. It's
by
fucking
one
scary.
by one person.
by the government.
God, why?
Was he
Peter?
part of the government?
By
Candy.
two people.
Candy.
By 2 people.
Mm.
By two people? Well, I only see.
Didn't you
recall
just see
seeing
the
one.
video where his head went back?
Yeah.
I mean, it's logical.
Yeah, he got shot twice.
Yeah, he got shot twice. He went, and by the way, the first bullet, they say, and I have the notes here on that.
Real quick, Candy, I don't know if you know this or not because he's so close-minded. Okay, so the building that he supposedly got shot out of was behind
Behind
the
him.
vehicle.
Behind
So
him.
the way that you watch him get shot, you can tell the force of the bullet knocked him back, not forward.
So where'd the
Yes.
bullet come from?
Well, that's the thing. It's automatically conspiracy if you believe that's possible.
Excuse
because
me.
there's no possible way that he shot out of that building. There's no way that they found the weapon inside that building. There's no way. There's multiple different things.
Yeah.
Obviously, it wasn't Oswald.
They could have planted
And there's
the weapon. They
proof
could have
that
planted the
Oswald
weapon.
was in that building. So
All
it
that they
obviously
had,
wasn't Oswald.
Well, with Oswald's rifle, they had a fingerprint, but no cheek print. And when you hold the sniper rifle, your cheek is going to be on. There was no cheek print, just
Yeah.
his
Maybe
fingerprint.
maybe he had a
Did his-
glove on his face.
Here's the thing. There's no
Did he
way.
have a fucking mask on? I mean, come on. All right, so here's
You never know.
here's a little factoid. Out of 121 witnesses that day, 51 said they heard shots from the grassy knoll. 32 said they heard shots from the book depository.
Mm-hmm.
So the majority of the people heard shots from the grassy knoll, which was in front of the car when they were going down.
There you go.
Dealey
Once
Plaza.
again, people.
Mhm.
Once
the
again.
grassy knoll, and the grassy knoll.
Interesting.
Oh God!
There's
I
so
cannot
many
believe, Candy,
people.
that you don't believe any of this shit.
I don't. No, I mean, I think it's possible, but highly unlikely.
Mm-hmm.
This is a guy who just he simply doesn't want to question the institutions of our great land.
Yeah.
What you have to understand is that it's the people, not the institutions. There's crummy, terrible, corrupt people who are running these
Have you ever
institutions.
seen A Few Good Men with Jack Nicholson?
Oh,
I have.
give me.
Okay.
I have.
Here we
You
go.
remember the ending scene, okay, where he said, "What did he say? Can we play that clip?"
You want me on that
you
fucking
sleep.
wall?
You sleep under the blanket that I provide, and then question the way in which I provide it.
What the hell does that have to do with shooting a president in the head?
Yeah, no shit.
Nothing. I don't believe the government's corrupt.
All right, guys, thank you for watching. We greatly appreciate it. This is Going Dutch Radio Network. We go live every Saturday night
Good subject.
at 8 p.m. You can watch us live on YouTube, Facebook, and Periscope. That's right, guys. We're live on Periscope for the first time, I think. Thank you guys for watching, and please like and subscribe on Facebook. And we're talking about the Kennedy assassination.
I think,
do we got anything else we want to talk about?
Well, actually, Mickey called me, and I don't know if he's trying to call in or what, but
This has been the best show ever since Mickey's not a part of it.
Jesus, man. You're rough.
is there a number that I can give him?
Um,
He says can't call in, need to make it easier, not sure what to do.
okay. So fans, audience, all you got to do is like us on Facebook, follow us, and then go to your Messenger app, which is
Yes.
Facebook Messenger, and then instead of chatting, there's a little phone icon. You hit it, and by the way, you'll be calling us. You'll be talking to us. You'll be live on the show.
So call phone icon.
Call phone icon on Messenger.
Hey, Mickey, I know this is really hard for you to understand, but
Oh,
you just have to pay attention.
we want him to call in. We need his 2 cents on this.
Yeah, absolutely. I like to hear a lot of people's observations about this. Are we the crazy ones, Blue, or do a lot of people, think that we're right? I think
No. I think 70% of Americans believe that it's a conspiracy.
Exactly.
I think that John F. Kennedy was murdered by our own government
Yeah.
because they
It's
wanted to go to
scary.
Vietnam because of the opium, which we will touch upon in the next topic. I believe. Heroin trade.
Wow. All right, guys. Thank you guys for watching. We greatly appreciate it. Going Dutch Radio Network. We just talked about JFK. Do we want to keep on beating this, or do we want to go on to the next subject?
I think we should stop beating it because Blue doesn't understand.
Oh, God, Candy. All right, by the way, this is Candy, the guy with the
Hi.
white beater. To the right, the camera's right of me is
like Candy.
Blue, and, of course, I am CJ. Thank you, guys. We talked about JFK. We talked about obesity, and is it
Guys.
right, is it wrong, is it the government's fault?
No,
Should we all share one mic from now on?
I kind of want to get on.
You fucking... God.
Guys, look, I'm
Get us closer.
Definitely.
I'm very passionate about this.
About
topic.
what? About what?
Although the music's not helping.
Wait, you're passionate about what?
About the fact that no one has been brought forth besides Lee Harvey Oswald.
It never will happen. There's too many people who got paid off, and it's
This was back in the, 60s?
But
Yeah.
the CIA
It's over.
is still.
Come on.
We're still going to war for no good reason. We have not gone to war for any good reason since John F. Kennedy was killed. It's been Vietnam. It's been Iraq. It's been Afghanistan.
And there's a lot of
for
corruption.
no good reason.
Yeah, it's all corruption.
It's still going on because the same people who are behind the scenes, maybe their sons, maybe their daughters,
So
I
we
don't know.
we shouldn't have responded to 9/11.
This is
oh, come on.
this
We're going to
is-
get to this now.
this is one of the great sins. This is one of the great stains on the history of our country.
Like a shit stain?
Like this is up with slavery, I think. This is
Okay.
up with slavery, with Indian genocide. This is a terrible, terrible thing that needs to be addressed. It cannot be forgotten. It cannot be forgotten because it's so goddamn important.
Best
I think,
actor,
in my
Blue.
opinion. No, because
No. You could tell he's being wholehearted about this one.
because it's so ridiculous that day to day we pay taxes. We're supposed to be in the land of the free, and one of our
We're supposed to trust our government. Right.
This isn't even about a president being shot. This is about a democratically elected leader in what is supposed to be a democracy
Yeah.
being offed by a few guys who wanted to make money by going into Vietnam.
Oh,
with
yeah?
with
Well,
all of this proof.
That's what the whole fucking thing's about.
if there was a decent and real investigation that was just cold and hard and just fucking went all the way and actually tried to find who the fuck did it, it would have happened. But they didn't because people got paid off and people
they were
protected.
killed. They were killed.
Well, yeah, people were paid off to not say anything, and then certain people they had to fucking shoot. They
Well,
had to kill. They had to
there
fucking
was-
assassinate them. And think about the government people, the people that we're supposed to fucking trust.
There were
All
a
right?
lot
It's
of
fucking
people.
scary.
I would like to see your opinions on the Abraham Lincoln assassination. Okay.
Well, that was
We'll
clearly
start
a
with that one a
conspiracy.
little
but
bit later.
was that way too long ago?
Well, there's no visual evidence of the shooting, so
No.
we don't really know.
No,
Mm.
but
But there
there's,
is on
there's
this,
audio,
and it's very
and
obvious.
there was people that
It's all
have been alive and
speculation.
they're
It's
still
very
alive
obvious.
from it. You know,
It's all speculation.
your speculation. That wife beater, Jesus.
It's not a wife beater. It's a white tank top.
We don't have to
That
listen.
is offensive.
Actually, I'm
have
not
to
gonna lie,
listen
it's almost
to-
yellow.
That's
now.
offensive to women who get beaten by their husbands.
I just want to do a shout out to the fans. Anybody
I can
that's
see your
watching,
tits.
anyone that's watching
I
right
do
now,
have them.
anybody that's watching right now, shout out to the fans. We greatly appreciate it. All right, we do. We're not going to say names in case you're embarrassed to say that you're watching us, but we appreciate the comments. Keep it coming. We
Why would you
love
be
the comments in the
embarrassed?
chats. Well, there's some people that I don't like to say people's names out loud if they don't want to be. So,
Then let's give them all nicknames.
all right.
Hey, Clifton.
Yeah, but I don't understand why you're just so reluctant to believe in this. I mean,
Because
are you a fascist?
No, I just don't. I
do
don't.
you like the fascist element?
Hey,
in
I
this?
I
believe in
feel-
certain conspiracy. I just don't believe in this one.
I feel
Don't
like
believe in
I
that
feel like you're
one.
protecting
Why?
it so much that I feel like you're possibly involved.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, I do. Absolutely.
That is highly offensive.
I think you just don't like John F. Kennedy because he wanted to have good relations with other countries
And
who
he
might
had-
have been communist.
No, I like JFK. I just don't believe that the government killed him.
And he was a womanizer, which Kennedy's very, very.
Yeah, I guess
well,
Marilyn
we have-
Monroe was killed too.
we have a
huh?
presidential history of that.
Yeah, I guess Marilyn Monroe was a setup too when she was just a drug
Well,
addict.
I don't really know about that one. That has nothing to do with the Kennedy assassination.
Oh, maybe it does. Maybe he told her too much.
Maybe the CIA killed her. I don't know.
Maybe they didn't.
Yeah. Well, if they did,
No,
they might have killed John F. Kennedy too.
no, they didn't.
It might have been one of their first victims.
You're wrong.
All
not
right.
funny.
I feel like we should take a small little break.
Yeah, and then move on to the next subject.
All right, guys. We
Oh
talked
my
about.
God. I mean, I made all these notes for nothing.
Well, here's the
That's
thing.
fine.
You're supposed to have a ton of notes, and
Well, why don't you burn the notes?
I mean, look at these notes, people.
yeah, burn the notes just like they burned all the fucking files.
I got Clay. I got the trial. of
throw
Clay
those
Shaw
in the
here.
fire with
I
the
got
vials.
You guys are
David
fucked up.
Ferry.
God.
David
Just-
Ferry.
Okay. All right. All right. People have no idea what you're talking about at this point, but I respect both your guys' theories, except for Candy. Look at that. Look, he's trying to show off his tattoo. I love it.
I'm just trying to get the paper.
All right, guys. Thank you guys
Go
for
ahead, take a
watching
look at it.
Going Dutch Radio Network. We go live every single Saturday night at 8 p.m. That's right, 8 p.m. Central every single Saturday night. Please like and subscribe. We need it. We definitely do. We talked about obesity first. And is it the government's fault, or is it just the people that are eating all the food? Is it people like us? Lastly, we talked about JFK, the assassination, conspiracy or not. Candy, the guy with the wife beater, he absolutely thinks that there's no conspiracies out there, and the government is 100% just safe. So, all right, guys, this is Going Dutch Radio Network. We are going to take a small commercial break. We will be right back in about 15 minutes. That's right, guys. We'll be back in about 15 minutes, and we'll see you guys in a bit. right, guys. Once again, this is CJ, your host. We are on a quick commercial break. That's right, guys. We are on a quick commercial break. We start at 8 p.m. Central tonight. Thank you guys for listening. We'll be back in about 10 minutes. right, guys, and we are back from break. This is Going Dutch Radio Network. All right, so we talked about a little bit of a conspiracy so far. One of them especially, JFK assassination. Obviously, we know who's on which side. Candy totally believes that it's not a conspiracy. And
I just don't believe that the government had anything to do with it.
It's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. All right. So we talked about obesity as well. Thank you guys for watching. We greatly appreciate it. We're on every single Saturday night at 8 p.m.
Guys, I just want to apologize for having my tank top on earlier. I was just a little hot, so I had to, take my shirt off. But now I'm a little chilly, so
You made us hot.
I got my clothes back on.
Hot and heavy. All right, so what do we want to talk about next? We still got a few subjects left. Let's take a good look at it, if I can possibly make this computer work. First, we have Russians, how they don't like to smile in public. That's a short little quick one that I want to bring up at the very end of the show.
Why don't we talk about Trump going to the... he's going to meet with Kim Jong-un, I think, next Tuesday, and they're going to figure something out. We'll talk about that real fast.
Let's talk about real fast. What's going on?
Real fast. So he's going to meet with Kim Jong-un, and they're going to, I guess, come to some negotiation in order to disarm North Korea because they think that they have nukes and everything. But even though that is the story that we're hearing, I believe it's something a little more diabolical.
Oh, I'm sure you do.
A little more diabolical. I think that Trump, or should I say our government, wants access to their opium fields. They have plenty of opium fields
in North Korea.
Yeah. That's why we invaded Afghanistan to begin with, because we want access to their opium, because opium is a big deal, is it not?
It is.
Pharmaceuticals, heroin. We're talking about the heroin trade over the border.
It's the absolute biggest epidemic right now in America.
Yeah. So they want more access to those
Get
crops.
you high.
And I think that's what Trump wants a piece of. He wants a piece of that action. And
Once again, it's I think about everything that comes out of your mouth.
So
what do you
mean?
You thinking?
So
I have been thinking. I don't think that at all. I think Trump is going to meet with them to try to settle things, the tension that has been going on between them.
But why is North Korea coming to the table now?
Yeah,
because they're afraid of the United States.
They finally feel threatened, and maybe they feel like they finally are being taken serious a little bit, and now they don't have to flex their arms or try to, show off in order to survive.
What's so funny?
Yeah.
I don't know. That's what I think.
What fucking kills me about this whole what kills me about this whole nuclear thing, this whole denuclearization thing, is that Russia, who apparently is our arch nemesis, has nukes.
Mother Russia. Yeah.
But we're worried about North Korea. Our arch nemesis has nukes, but we're worried about North Korea.
Are they our arch nemesis, though? Because Trump has met with Putin plenty of times.
He has. No, I totally agree. I was just saying that for years, we were in a Cold War with the Soviet Union, who also had nukes.
But we're not anymore.
No one shot them.
We're not anymore.
No one shot the nukes because people perfectly understand what the consequences are, even if they're insane or evil or whatever you want to label them. So who gives a fuck if he gets nukes?
Because he has a big fucking mouth and he likes to threaten people.
Who?
The president of China. Or of North Korea.
All right, you just lost your credibility. Right?
Yeah, fuck off.
You did. You did.
They're all the same, okay? I mean, come on.
Whoa.
Wow.
South Korea, China, okay? But China has been a companion. We love you, China.
No, companion, no. Not necessarily companion. I don't agree to that at all.
That's
my
point.
They're not on board with North Korea.
But that's my point, is that this summit doesn't make any sense. You're that worried about a guy getting nukes when your arch nemesis, when all these people who you don't trust have nukes, you're worried so much about this one country.
He has threatened to use them against us.
He was saying that after Trump instigated it.
Exactly.
Oh.
I actually agree.
He fucking instigated it.
How?
Because
How did he instigate it?
I mean, we can go back and look at what they said to each other.
Okay, so but did Trump threaten North Korea, say, I'm going to bomb you? Because that's pretty much what he said.
Well, I mean, eventually he did say that, and I don't blame him. I'm saying that so far what he's done has worked. It's worked. But the fact of the matter is, we're all under the impression that the reason that they're holding this summit is to denuclearize them, and I don't think that's the reason.
I absolutely
I
100%
think
agree
it's
with you.
total horseshit.
I absolutely 100% don't agree with either of you.
They want access to those opium fields.
Opium fields, mopium fields. Okay, come on. I mean, more conspiracies.
So North Korea was. Do you know how North Korea made money? Because they don't trade anything.
Yeah,
they don't have anything there.
They don't.
We have plenty of opioids over here.
They're fucking blacklisted. So why? So how else did they make money all these years? Drugs.
Okay.
They have sent shipments
And
of
stealing.
heroin.
So
to
they're
other
just going to give
countries.
us the drugs. Give the United States
We're
the drugs.
going to come to some sort of agreement with them where we take the drugs to the Mexican cartels, who we back up, and they're going to send it across the border, and we're going to pay for it. That's how it works.
It is extremely ironic how quick.
And the CIA is involved again, as usual, who suck. I hate the CIA.
How
Fuck
about that
you.
movie?
It's extremely ironic, and it was so quick, once again, how North Korea just went from, we're not going to listen to anybody, to like one day, just randomly,
Yeah.
it kind of feel like tensions kind of went down a little bit,
Yeah.
and he's like, next day, we're not gonna do nukes anymore. We're gonna
It was a trilateral.
We're gonna give them away.
It was
so
a
to speak. Come on.
trilateral agreement between China, United States, North Korea. China
All
is happy.
speculation.
China's
what I
happy
think?
because Kim Jong Un's going to stay in power.
See,
That's all they want.
This is what I think. So China finally said, if you fucking just stop it with the fucking nukes and the crazy talk and stop worrying those fucking.
If you sell them the heroin, they're going to fucking play ball.
Well, here's the thing. It's like, I will protect you. I will be the big brother. I'm not going to treat you like you're the dumb, stupid kid that won't fucking listen. The brother won't listen, so you're going to let him get their ass kicked. They're like, if you just get rid of your nukes, we'll protect you 150%. That's what
Yeah.
I personally think. I don't know. Speaking of government and drugs, one thing I do want to bring up.
What's that?
The government selling narcotics. So,
Yeah.
Government selling narcotics, yeah.
yeah, it's fucking ridiculous. So, first off, I mean, how many weird things have you heard about the government selling illegal shit, whether it's drugs or whether it's
You're talking about the
weapons to
CIA?
people? The CIA, yeah, the government or the CIA. Either
Last
one.
time I checked, they were trying to crack down on the opioid crisis.
Well, if they're cracking down on it, they're not doing a very good job, because after we invaded Afghanistan, the Taliban, they actually took over the opium fields in 2000, and the heroin exports went down 90%. 90%
It's fucking
of
crazy.
opium was gone. It was gone. Then we invade Afghanistan, and suddenly everything goes back up.
It's
Afghanistan.
Here's the thing. It's not circumstantial. It's not just ironic. Obviously, there's something going on. Here's a couple photos that we have of
Guarding.
guarding.
They're fucking guarding the opium fields.
The United States.
Does that not tell the story?
They
US
don't want anyone to steal it.
The U.S. forces is guarding the opium.
Why the fuck are they guarding the opium?
It's scary.
Well, they're beautiful flowers.
Are we paying money for this?
fucking course we are.
We're paying money for this.
Look at him.
Look at that poor kid.
Look at him.
He,
I want some heroin.
Just let me grow my stuff so my family can eat. I mean, look at this. It's fucking crazy. And this is a fact. This isn't speculation. This isn't conspiracy. They are truly guarding and protecting these opium fields.
shouldn't they be fighting the Taliban?
They?
Shouldn't that guy be shooting at those Taliban guys? Or I don't know. That's what I was sold on.
I mean, look at all those fucking fields, people. Look at all of them. It's fucked up. It's fucked up.
Vietnam again.
No.
Vietnam. See, it's all connected. Kennedy was killed, and now this is us now. We're protecting opium fields.
I mean, isn't it a fact, if I'm not mistaken,
pathetic.
that we have caught, and it's been released, that we've caught the government/CIA truly selling narcotics over multiple borders? I mean, in order to fuel
Yep.
their own organization. Because the CIA, they can do whatever they want. Why? Because it's pretty much a private company. It's a
hard
private
money,
organization. It's
hard
scary.
secret money that nobody's gonna know
It
about.
kind of sounds like the mafia. Kind of like with the JFK.
I think
maybe
so.
Maybe the
I
CIA
think-
is the mafia. Maybe
I
they're
think
not
the
just.
CIA is the mafia. I think whoever they
Yeah.
nominate to head the mafia is a figurehead. They have no power.
I think we should
Absolutely.
have
We don't know who
nominations
these real
for Best
people are.
Actor on this show. And
I think we
it's
should have
called Blue.
nominations for people who simply do not want to listen to facts.
Facts that you make up. The blue facts.
The blue facts.
Hey, you know what? I will put my
Time for
name.
blue facts.
I will put my name to any of these facts any day of the week, because they are facts and they're true, and they tell us a story of our government. Unlike what you're saying over there, because what you're saying over there is horseshit.
Well, if you don't like this country, you can always move to North
It
Korea.
has nothing to do with the country. It has to do with a few people who are fucking this country's ass and
Yeah,
fucking us in turn.
Mhm.
A few people.
So this is probably
They're-
one of the best countries to live in, but you don't think it is.
It has nothing to do with this country. It has to do with the people who are running these organizations. A few people who, by the way, probably aren't real Americans. These are probably people who only care about themselves and their few companies. They don't
Well,
care about this soil, about this land. They're full of shit. They're a bunch of monster gangsters, pieces of shit, who, quite frankly, if I was in charge, I would have their heads cut off.
Wow.
I'm with a fairly dull blade. I know you got to have some edge to it.
So
but
you're no different from the terrorists.
It
then.
would happen. No, it would definitely happen.
Mhm.
Well, yeah, they label me a
I
terrorist.
think you're all talk with no walk and all bullshit with that chalk.
Well,
Wow.
I
That's
think
pretty good. I like that.
I just made that up.
Well, I think that what I'm saying is very reasonable because it's been proven
Okay, real quick.
with facts.
The CIA's front company, yes, the CIA's front company, which means it's technically their company that they fueled and backed up with money and whatnot. The company's name was Air America, was alleged to have profited from transporting opium and heroin on behalf of, God, what the fuck
Are
is
you
that?
reading that, Candy?
Yeah, on
Can-
behalf of the leader
can you
Fang
read?
Pao, or the turning a blind eye.
Can I read? Yeah.
I mean, it's just absolutely ridiculous.
It
That's all I
is.
gotta say.
I mean, it's right there in front of you. It's
Yeah.
cited. And you got sources. You got everything.
Yeah,
Now-
that's absolutely ridiculous.
The allegation
Absolutely.
has also been supported by the former Laos CIA paramilitary.
So we're reading an article.
This
Okay.
this is this is coming from the Central Intelligence Agency. Okay.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Okay.
see, it's coming from them. They're actually admitting to their guilt.
Yes, and
Right
they
here.
also explain their responses and how they can't really argue with any of it, and it's kind of scary. There's
Like, well,
multiple things.
We fucked up.
Okay, how about this?
Whatever.
In October 2013 in Mexico, two former federal agents and an ex-CIA contractor told an American television network that CIA operatives were involved in the kidnapping and the murder of a DEA covert agent, Enrique I got really bad at fucking saying.
Enrique
Okay.
Camarena.
All right.
Camarena.
The
All right.
Macarena. Okay.
I can see it.
You can see what? What do you mean you can see it?
I can see your guys' points.
Okay. I'm just curious. Okay,
I'll-
one last
I'll
one.
back off a little bit.
Oh, what the hell is this?
Look at that bombing.
Okay, so in
Something happened there.
in
Happens there all the time.
In 1989, the United States invaded Panama as part of an
Someone left the
operation.
bread in the oven.
In 1989, the United States invaded Panama as part of an Operation Just
Burnt
Cause,
the goddamn bread.
which involved 25,000 American troops. General Manuel Noriega, head of government of Panama, has been giving military assistance to these people. It's just absolutely ridiculous.
It is. It's so ridiculous.
It's so ridiculous.
I mean, I'm seriously.
Look at that fire. Oh, shit.
Look, listeners, everybody, the CIA, we need to get rid of. I'm sorry. They're fucking run amok.
So wait,
People are afraid of them, and I'm afraid of them.
Do
But we need to get rid of them.
do we know what good the CIA does?
We
I mean,
don't know. We don't know what they do. There's no
Oh,
transparency.
yeah, because the
We don't
government's all
know-
bad. Right, Blue?
We don't know how
Yeah, they've
much
done
money
nothing
they
good.
have. Well, they overthrew Iran.
Let me ask you something.
They overthrew the democratically
pay
elected
taxes.
leader of Iran.
You pay taxes,
I don't pay taxes for this.
but you get
I
money.
Want, I want something that I'm paying for.
You get
When
money.
you pay for something, don't you want something?
You get a
in
check.
return that
You get a
like?
check at the beginning of the year or middle of the year with taxes. Okay, that
Yeah.
comes from the government. You spend it, but yet you bitch about them all the time. That's just one example of many.
Blue, I'm going to completely agree with you on this one. I personally believe that the government cannot be really trusted anymore. You can't believe anything that they say. I mean, even if it's absolutely true, it's kind of like the boy who cried wolf, right? It's like you keep on doing all these fucked up things. When you finally do say something that's credible, it's hard to believe it.
Well,
you know? I mean-
well, just like the whole Trump investigation.
Oh,
you know,
my
people.
God.
Well, people say they're like, oh, well, how can you not trust the FBI and the CIA?
Yeah.
Are you fucking kidding me? Why don't you go to Wikipedia and check it out and see what the fuck they've done the last 50 years? So I'm supposed to trust them about Trump?
well, that's someone else talking about it, so it can't be true, even though most people believe it.
Yeah.
Yeah, most people believe it
Most
because it's
easy
coming from
manipulated
the
people.
same goddamn people who we're talking about.
Yeah.
Who, I don't know, They manipulated information for us to go into Iraq. They got us into Vietnam. They got the list goes on and on and on, people. And there's stuff we don't even know about. There's tons of things that we don't know about.
Well, obviously, there's some.
And do you even care, though? I mean,
Yeah, we should, because we're paying money for this and it affects our lives eventually.
It does. And here's the thing.
It really does affect our lives.
I do kind of understand their point, and I don't try to be neutral about everything, but I do understand why
They want to be secretive.
some parts of the government, it has to be secretive, because otherwise things can't be carried out correctly, or,
There has to be a balance, though. This is no balance.
Exactly.
This is out of control. This is assassinations of people. This is overthrowing democratically elected governments, like I said, like in Iran. That's why the whole Iranian Revolution happened. That's why we're in the situation we're in today.
But see, there's one thing I've always kind of thought about the CIA. So you look at it this way. We think that the CIA is absolutely corrupt, and there's so many bad, horrible things that we hear month after month or year after year that they're doing or supposedly not doing.
Nobody does anything about it.
But maybe they're just like every other organization. They do a lot of good, but there's always going to be a little bad. So
Are you talking about the Dark Knight here?
what I'm trying to say
Batman
is,
thing?
what I'm trying to say is,
Yeah.
what if they're actually saving the world? But what they're doing so much good, and this is just a little bit of the bad that they're actually doing.
but everybody wants to point out the bad and not the good because they're bored.
Well, it's not that, because there is no good, because they don't talk about it, because CIA is private. But just think about it that way. Maybe the CIA is stopping multiple horrible things that are happening. You always hear about all those, like the lone wolf terrorist, or the lone bomber, or all these crazy things that could happen. I always think, how is there not more terrorist attacks and or crazy bombings happening 24/7? There's billions of people, and it only takes one crazy
terrorist
guy.
attacks to begin with? Why were there
What do you
terrorist
mean?
attacks to begin with?
What do you mean? Or are we talking about
Osama bin Laden worked for the CIA.
Are we talking about like starting in the 80s?
We're talking about going all the way back. Oh,
Okay.
all the people who have been our enemies worked for the fucking CIA. Osama bin Laden worked for the CIA.
How?
Whenever
Not
the
only-
Soviet Union invaded Afghanistan, he actually worked for the CIA. We
Yep.
supplied guns to the Taliban,
Not only that,
who became our enemy later on.
Bin Laden's whole entire family owns the second most richest, biggest
And they're
oil.
from Saudi Arabia, our friends.
Yeah, Osama bin Laden's family and their family members right now live in the United States because they're protected legally.
Yeah.
We said, hey, if you come and live in America, we won't let you get killed and we'll protect you, which is kind of fucking weird, right?
Are you kidding me?
And that's a fact. That's not
Yeah.
just conspiracy. That's
Are
true.
you fucking kidding me?
And not only that, if you think about it that way, there is a lot of people's pockets that were being dipped into from bin Laden's family because of they owned the biggest oil company and the biggest
It's all about
construction company in their country.
Mm.
And that's kind of scary. Obviously, there was some there's just so much dirty shit out there.
Well,
you know?
well, and that's why they overthrew the democratically elected leader of Iran originally, because he wanted to nationalize their oil. British Petroleum ended up taking over that oil. So it's really about resources. It's about geopolitical strategy, about where you're going to be positioned with your army so that you can take over a country.
Right.
That it's about these two things. It's about money, and it's about
ultimately it's about money.
Mm-hmm.
ultimately it is about
Oh,
money.
yeah. Yeah.
And that's what is
It
sick
is all about
this
money.
whole
It
thing.
absolutely every company, every organization, including the government, needs to make what?
But-
Fucking money.
but
But the
the
problem is
point-
people get too fucking happy.
But the-
you get hey, I'm making 100,000 a year. I want to make 200,000 a year. Now I want to make 300,000 a year. And you're going to not stop, because once you're in, and once you have all these people that are backing you up and helping you out, you got to fucking return the favor. So it's kind of like the way life works. You help what?
I scratch your back, you scratch my crotch.
But-
Exactly.
but
And
earlier
so
you-
you scratch my back, and now you're paying me $500,000 a year to be a lobbyist or to be a dirty fucking politician.
So what you're
I
saying-
have to return the favor, otherwise it's going to be tenfold worse on me.
But
you know
the
what I mean?
point is that you earlier brought up, maybe the CIA does some good things. There's nothing good that they've done for the American people. There's nothing that they've done good. So why the fuck are they still in existence, and why are we giving them money? Look, seriously, I wish we had a whole show for it. Go back, look at all the things, look at all the little missions, look at all the little wars that they started.
Yeah.
It's killed millions of people.
Yeah.
Millions of people. It's caused us, I don't know how much money.
I'm curious. Does
I mean,
anyone-
seriously, what the fuck is going on?
Is there actually a real estimation of how much the CIA has spent at least not how much they made off of selling
Nobody
narcotics
knows.
illegally.
Nobody knows we're supposed to be in the most free country in the entire world, and we don't know how much money is going to this organization, which starts wars, which kills people,
Yeah.
without telling us
Yeah.
why. Why?
It's-
And we're the ones who are supposed to be in charge of the government. It's bullshit.
It's scary.
It's bullshit.
That's for sure.
And I
Guys,
fucking hate the CIA.
real quick, I'm going to take a small little snippet and shout out to the fans. Thank you guys for listening. We greatly appreciate it. Going Dutch Radio Network. Once again, shout out to the fans. Aaron, he just joined us. That's right, Aaron. How's it going? We can see your chats, and hopefully you can possibly call in.
Hi,
Apparently
Aaron.
it's impossible to do. I don't know why. I'm not saying it's you guys. Maybe it's us. But this is Going Dutch Radio Network.
No.
When is Mickey gonna call in?
I don't know.
starting to wonder.
He actually, Mickey said
Mickey's
just a
too
moment
busy
ago, 10 minutes
doing
ago,
stuff.
that he can't call in. What the fuck? I'm going to
I
murder you
told
all.
him to go to the to the app on.
Yeah, I should try it.
Maybe,
If I-
yeah, try it.
If I
Absolutely.
could get service, I can't get service down here.
Well, that's why we're in the dungeon. Or sorry.
guys, we're in a dungeon.
We need some Mickey.
Once again, guys, thank you for watching. We greatly appreciate it. We
I
go
need a Mickey.
live every Saturday night at 8 p.m. We talked about JFK. We talked about obesity, people being fat. Whose fault is it?
It's definitely not fast food.
It's probably the CIA again.
Oh, I mean,
yeah, I'm sure.
Listeners-
the CIA is responsible for everything bad that
Listeners,
we're talking about.
if anybody's listening,
their middle name is Dirty.
please, let's spread the word about the CIA. We need to get this nipped in the bud. We need, if enough people go against this and we break up this organization, what John F. Kennedy said he wanted to break up about, I think it was about a year before he was shot. He said he wanted to just completely get rid of the
Oh,
CIA. That
sorry.
it was useless.
Real quick, I'm sorry. Shout out to Dan and Lori. Sorry, I gotta say nicknames. Dan and Lori, thank you guys for watching. We greatly appreciate it. Shout out to them. I didn't mean to forget you guys. Comment, please. That's how I know you guys are watching and listening.
Hi, Dan.
Hi, Dan.
How you doing?
Hi, Dan. Hey, Dan was our first caller ever, and we greatly appreciate it.
If he called in, you guys can too.
Yeah,
Thanks, Dan.
if Dan can
Thanks,
do it,
Dan.
anybody can
Yeah,
do it.
definitely. I mean, if Dan can do it, anyone can do it.
And Dan, let me know how those batteries are doing.
I'm just kidding, Dan.
You know what I'm talking about. All right, guys. So, do we
Dan.
want to keep on going with?
Dan, take your shirt off.
Are we going to talk about police brutality?
Jesus, I tell you what. Let's do the beer tasting. Let's break it up a little bit.
right.
Let's go a little light. All
We
right.
got
So
two
let's
topics
pop
left,
these
but we're
open.
going to do beer tasting.
Let's pop these open, Blue. So we're going to do a beer tasting, and we're only going to do 2 beers. Oh, look at that. He's a pro. Blue's a pro.
No, if I was a pro, it'd be one.
Just a little for me. I'm pregnant.
Oh, come on. Really?
You're such a cock.
All right. Okay, now. What the fuck?
Come on, man.
All right, do a little bit for yourself. I mean, Jesus Christ, it's not even
Guys, I'm
pussy.
pregnant.
Fucking pussy. Woo! All right, guys. Actually, real quick, let's talk about our listeners a little bit. Anybody? While I try to look this up.
Is everyone 21?
Yeah, is there a certain age that
So,
one has to be to listen to the show?
That's funny. Is I am allowed to on YouTube and Facebook and all the platforms put if there's an age requirement, like you have to hit like, are you at least 17? And I'm like, you know what? Fuck it. You know what? I'm just gonna let it go. Hopefully I don't get flagged. Hopefully we don't get flagged. We haven't talked about that much dirty shit or horrible shit.
Hey, Blue has a potty mouth.
Yeah, I'm really sorry. Some of the subject we talk about, I just get very emotional and the curse words fly.
Take your shirt off.
No, I don't want to.
Don't. Not right now.
I'll be
on.
ready in a month.
We're not on Pornhub yet.
Let me see those muscles.
Let me see you flex. All right, guys, so we're doing a beer tasting. We're doing 2 beers. That's right, people. We're doing 2 beers. First one is from Mother's Brewing Company. It is Uncanny APA.
Yeah, and
That's right.
it's
That's
awesome.
That is American Pale Ale. So
Very nice.
the difference between an American Pale Ale and an IPA, which is Indian Pale Ale, IPA is super hoppy. APA is kind of in the middle. It's kind of like a lager, but it's not too hoppy, but it still has some hops to it. American Pale Ale.
Don't you dare.
It's lightly hoppy, and it's absolutely fucking amazing. I'm
Yeah,
guessing.
Schlafly has a good APA as
Now,
well.
Beer Advocate gives it a score of 3.82 out of 5. What do you guys think? What would you give out of 5, Blue?
I'd give it a 4 out of 5, honestly. I think it tastes just like the Schlafly APA, which
Oh
I personally like.
There it is. I drink this shit.
Schlafly's got good beer.
24/7. I
Oh,
love
yeah.
it.
Second shift
I don't
is
like
also
it.
very good.
Plug.
Second shift.
It's
Schlafly.
too strong.
Schlafly, if you ever want to, sponsor the show, I gotcha.
Yep.
All right, so this is 5.6% alcohol. It is a rotating beer, which means they don't have it all year long. It's fucking weird. Let me get a little synopsis of it. By the way, it is made in Missouri.
Guys, I just want to say I'm not a big fan of the beer. It's very strong. So for you very strong men, even though I got big muscles, you might like it, but sometimes I get a little sensitive
Where's the
when it
white
comes to
beer?
good beer.
Because now it's not fun anymore. Will you please? All right. So earlier in the show, before we took break,
Take it off.
Candy had his white beater on, and there
Take
he
it
is.
off.
Oh my God, people! He's back from the penitentiary. It is Candy.
CJ, I'm cold.
Candy's got some.
CJ, can I please put my shirt back on?
All right, guys. Once again, that was
No, not a bad beer, but it's a little strong.
Mother's Brewing Company Uncanny APA. Once again, yes or no? Yes, yay or nay?
Yes. Is this local, you said? Or it's in Missouri?
It's in Missouri. I don't
Nay.
know where,
Yeah.
but I don't think it's in St. Louis. That's for sure.
They need to fucking put that in there.
All right, guys. So we have one more beer to taste. Then we're going to go back to our conspiracies and craziness. They're making all the frogs gay.
Nay.
Hey, what do you think about Alex Jones following Bernie Sanders?
Oh, I watched
Did
the
you see
video
that?
100 fucking times. You know what? Let me play that video because I
that's
love
very
it.
interesting.
Guys, I love Alex Jones, not because I think he's 100% right and correct, but god damn, he's crazy. And I'm just glad that he truly believes everything he says. You know what I mean? Like, he cares. You can tell. He cries all the time on his show because he just cares so much. And by the way, he is fucking crazy, but I respect him as a person.
Alex Jones.
Alex fucking Jones, people.
We got to live in a world where there's different opinions.
Without a doubt, the second best podcast other than Going
What the
Dutch
fuck?
Radio. Yeah, I know. Exactly. It's fucking scary. Very, very scary. All right, let me find the little video where Alex Jones tries to not attack, but yeah.
Bernie didn't say anything.
Yeah, I mean it's fucked up. Real
Although,
quick.
I mean, he shouldn't have to. He's,
Yeah, I mean,
I like Bernie. I like Bernie. I can't help it.
do you
Alex
really?
Jones harasses Bernie Sanders.
I like
Here it
Donald.
is.
I like Bernie.
Here
I
it
like
is,
them all.
people. Here it is.
Here we go.
Yeah, I've never seen this. I'm going to see it.
All right.
Senator, this is
Why, well, they didn't know Bernie Sanders.
dude. No, come on, not right now. No, Senator, this is Alex
Why'd
Jones.
you
Did
say
you hear
white
heavy,
people didn't know us like
heavy
before?
breathing?
I'm gonna guess you guys aren't flying first class, are you? Why is he running? Anyways, you guys flying first class? You shouldn't.
Is
be.
that his bodyguard? Is that Bernie Sanders' bodyguard?
Get in my pocket.
They don't do that in Venezuela. I like his $100,000 bounty. I'm gonna walk this way.
Don't touch me.
You just hit me, bro.
You
Bruh.
put your hand out,
Or
Alex.
you're gonna do that socialist thing where you like bump into people the other day?
Alex, I'm walking back.
Hey,
All right.
Bernie.
So this doesn't seem like Alex Jones is being that crazy. I'm gonna play one more video, and then you're gonna think he's.
So he
absolutely
knew who he
insane.
was.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, come on, it's Alex
Everybody
Jones.
knows who Alex
Alex Jones is the second most popular podcast / internet show in the world.
After
Joe motherfucking Rogan.
really, he's number one over Alex Jones.
Oh, so right now Joe Rogan is making $70,000 off of every podcast, and he does almost 4 to 5 podcasts a week, and he could talk about whatever the fuck he wants.
I like Alex Jones way better.
I mean,
He's fucking crazy.
he is crazy. So Alex Jones attacking somebody. Real quick, we're still doing a beer tasting. I'm sorry, but I really want to bring this guy up. Alex Jones. He's he's fucking hilarious, and he is definitely insane, without a doubt. What do you think? What do you think, Candy? What do you think about Alex Jones?
I think Alex Jones likes to push the envelope, and I find it very inappropriate.
Why?
I don't have a reason why. I just don't think it's nice to be harassing Bernie Sanders like that.
Do you think that Bernie Sanders is a good person?
I don't know the man, but you know, obviously he's trying to get somewhere, and the last thing he
well-
wants is a phone camera up in his face by someone who is just doing it to get views.
Well, honestly, I kind of like what Alex Jones is trying to say, which is that, you know, Bernie Sanders, he's talking about always being the socialist guy. He's, you know, humble and everything.
Yeah.
And he, you know, I mean, he's flying first class. He has bodyguards. Like, it's kind of like
But-
he's uncovering the phoniness of his whole
But
campaign.
Okay, I totally agree with that. But at the end of the day, when people make money, here's the thing: no matter what, Bernie Sanders is going to have to fly first class. Why? Because that it is what it is. He's allowed to do that, and he's reached that level.
But
he has the respect to be able to do that.
But if your whole campaign is about like you're attacking people who are rich, who
I bet you he lives a very modest life comparable to most of the other fucking politicians. So once again, I want to talk about I want to play this video, Alex Jones. This is the craziest video I've ever fucking seen of Alex Jones. This guy believes in every conspiracy. He believes that everybody's an alien, and I'm not kidding, like a lizard man. And he's one of the most popular people in the world right now, and he is the most popular podcast out there. Please take a look. You're gonna laugh your ass off.
We see the fruits of the New World Order. We see the fruits of what they've created. We see that the wages of their system is death and degradation.
This shit gets crazy.
There was an article on Monday
I've watched this 1,000
I meant
times.
to get to in the last 3 days.
Sounds like
I'm going to fast forward a little bit.
For Obama, because he's been caught lying about not knowing about it. All we've got to do is have the will to recognize these crooks and call them out, and they'll all go down. That's what's so disgusting about all this. Resistance is victory! They openly are killing us through the vaccines, the GMO, the fluoride, the bisphenol A, and bragging how they're doing it. They're murdering us like cowards that they are.
Okay, once again, people, we
are doing this show.
Hold on, real quick. We're talking about Alex Jones and how crazy he is, and he believes in every conspiracy and that everyone's out to get him.
I thought he was just trying to get his shit out.
No. What's funny about it is this is why I like bringing it up.
Shit.
We do a podcast. We like to talk about conspiracies and what's right and what's wrong and what we do or do not believe. I respect this guy, but please, guys, if you think that we're this bad, please just fucking tell us and we will get off the fucking air. Let's finish this fucking video out.
Or a shield and say, come on the field and fight me. They creep around like the globalist chicken neck cowards they are and dose everything we eat and everything we drink with their poison to sap us of our will, to sap us of our strength, to sap us of our honor, and to slowly kill us so they can dance around and lick their lips and laugh about it. John P. Holdren, Bill Gates, all of them, Ted Turner, the globalist, all of them.
Alex Jones, people.
Letters to humanity about how they're going to kill all of us, how they're going to accelerate the soft kill. I recognize you for what you are, you filthy trash. And I am here to energize the human spirit and light that fire that will burn your system into a pile of black slag. Excuse me.
All right, guys, that was Alex fucking Jones. Once again, one of the craziest people ever, and really, that wasn't him acting. That's really how he feels about America and the government. Now, once again, real quick, break up from the laughter. Do you guys understand now why I talk about him all the time?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Thank you. Now you respect why I love the guy. Oh, he's fucking insane, people.
Okay, I like him now.
I know. Oh, my God. There's so many videos like
Bernie
that.
Sanders deserved what he got.
Exactly.
Fuck you, Bernie Sanders.
Pile of black slag.
He earned that.
Making the frogs gay. You got to hear that one. Oh. How the government's making the frogs gay. That's one of his biggest things. All right, guys, this is Going Dutch Radio Network. We're still going to finish this beer tasting, and then we're going to get to our final last couple conspiracies. Thank you guys for watching. We greatly appreciate it. We just had to play that Alex Jones clip because it's fucking hilarious. And Alex Jones, I respect you. Please, if you ever plug us, plug me hard. And if you do, we love you. We'll love you.
We really like.
We'll do a whole show. We'll do a whole show where all we do is talk about you. Let's just put it that way. I will.
Yeah.
All right. So, last beer we're going to do is second to last, and the last is Sudwork Brewing Company.
Just give me a taste.
This is called the Farmers Market Citrus Goss.
This is shit that fucks
Lager.
me up.
Yeah,
honestly,
this shit's fucking disgusting.
I could drink
I'm sure.
20 Budweisers and I'd get half of this, and I'm messed up.
Candy. All right, Candy. You're actually gonna have a real beer. I mean, you look pretty hard with that fucking white beater, even though no one can see you right now on the camera.
There's gonna be some candy tonight.
Okay.
All right, so let's try this. Oh my God. Okay, someone's got to have a fucking little bit. What are you pouring into the cup, you cuck?
I can't have that much.
Oh, why?
Because
let me look this shit up.
that's sour.
Yeah, that's no. That's very no.
It's that bad?
The first one was good. That one.
All right, let me look it up real quick. All right, people, plug. Talk about the show. What have we talked about so far?
We have talked about obesity. We have talked about the JFK conspiracy with a lot of Blue's bullshit lies. We have talked about...
I think that we've done a public service tonight by informing people and enlightening people about what the CIA has done and reminding all the listeners.
See, he keeps bringing up the CIA.
We have a very terrible, dark government running our lives and deciding what our foreign policy is. Tonight has been, to me, and I hope to all of you out there,
A rebirth?
all of you smart listeners, because smart people listen to this show, and our listeners are very smart.
You're right.
By the way.
On both sides. On both. Sorry.
I feel like...
It was actually very
I feel like we're
interesting.
having a connection tonight.
No. Seriously, it was a very interesting, your views.
Guys,
on
listeners,
JFK.
this is the closest thing that we get to sex. I don't know why I just said that.
Very interesting.
All right. This is
I
the
love your
second.
views.
This is the
They're
second
great.
beer, guys, and this is the last beer. It's from Subwork Brewing Company. It is called Farmers Market Citrus Goss Ale. Real quick, how does it smell, Blue?
Well, let me tell you.
Piss.
Well,
Oh, God.
It's,
Oh, my
it's-
God.
It tastes like a sour ass.
it
Oh,
smells,
my. Okay, so
it smells like the CIA.
this is a sour beer. Literally, that's what it's supposed to be. It gets a 3.52 out of 5. Are you fucking kidding me? Almost as high as the last one.
Yeah, this is terrible.
This is
terrible.
Without a doubt, one of the worst beers I've ever had in my
It's a
entire life.
1.2. 1.2.
1.2. I mean, this should get like, Bud Light fucking platinum. This should get, oh my God.
Yeah, it makes this taste like champagne.
Oh, I love this guy's review. It is undrinkable, smells awful, tastes a little better than awful. It's overcarbonated, curiously funky, and sedacious. Very difficult to finish. In fact, I didn't drink more than 5 ounces because I'm a cuck. He actually said
That guy who gave that review is funky.
Yep, he knows what he's doing.
Woo! All right,
Thank you, sir.
let's pound these. God, I put a lot of beer.
I already pounded it.
No, you didn't. You put it in a fucking cup and you
All
set
right,
it down.
guys, I can't
I'm about
do
ready
it.
to do that.
I'm not a drinker like you guys.
You have a white beater on. Come on.
Yeah, but just because I look this way and look good doesn't mean I'm hard.
Drinking
You're hard as a rock right now,
increases
you
your
sick son of a
lifespan,
bitch.
apparently.
All right. So, what is the last topics that we have to talk about tonight?
Hold on. I want to introduce him.
There's
Are
only
we
one
going
left.
to talk about...
No. We have
No.
Russians who don't smile. However, I think we should save that comical topic for last and talk about our next one, which is police.
God, dude, you talk so loud sometimes.
All right, which is, I don't really like the topic, subject, police brutality, but we should talk about police
Policing the police. That's what I believe.
Hey,
and certain people's
Yeah.
views on how the police treat people.
so our brother in arms here,
Yeah.
Mickey, is saying that the call option is not an option. We need to look into this.
Thanks, Mickey.
Mickey.
That's what he said.
Hey, Mickey, we really appreciate that.
I'm guessing.
So
Now go sit down.
Damn. Man, Candy has so much. I think Candy really hates Mickey. For
No,
real, though.
no,
I'm not
no,
even
no.
trying
Look,
to.
even,
No, I like Mickey. I'm just sad he's not here.
Mickey even wrote in, "What the fuck? I can't call in."
Really?
Yeah. So he's he's trying. He's trying to call
Mickey
in.
cares so goddamn much. That's the problem.
Yeah, but how did our fan Dan call in and
Fan
Mickey
Dan.
can't? Fan Dan.
I don't know. What
I don't
the
know.
hell-
I don't know what the fuck happened.
I've never tried to call in, so I don't know.
I don't know. I mean, I tried it once and it worked immediately. So, figure that one out. All right. So, we want to talk about. What now, guys?
Police brutality
Hmm.
and certain people's views on how the police treat certain people.
I gotta pee.
So,
Do you mind if I pee real quick?
Go ahead.
no, we
I'm just gonna pee around the trash can.
All right, go
no,
ahead.
So you guys can watch me pee, even though I'm gonna be around
no,
the view.
no, go pee.
All right.
Blue and I start this off.
That's fine.
Start slow. Go easy on them.
It's fine.
So, Blue, I wanted to ask you something. What is your view on everyone lumping all the police in to one category just because there's a few bad instances?
Well, I think we don't really need as much policing as we have. I think that's the problem. I think there's so much policing going on right now.
Yeah, but certain areas are worse than others that need to have police presence, and a lot of people who live in these certain areas need to. They want the police in those areas.
Yeah.
So, basically, what I'm trying to say is when you see something on the news of police mistreating someone, and it doesn't matter what,
which happens very often. I mean,
yeah, but how often?
There's so much video of it.
Yeah, but how often?
Touching people in the face for no reason.
Okay. I'm glad you brought that up.
Why did they have to do that?
Guys and fans out there, it doesn't matter what race you are. We're talking about everything, okay? Because just the other day in the news, there was some police that punched the guy standing at the elevator. There was like 3 or 4 of them several times punching this guy.
Yeah.
And yeah, he resisted a little bit, but did he actually deserve to be, beaten down like that? Of course not, okay? But let's just take those.
He uses the word "but," which I like.
No, but let's just let's take those cops and let's just say, okay, what they did was wrong, and not lump everybody in with all of them.
We'll just give them, a pass, because every time that any cop gets prosecuted, they always get off. There has not been one cop that was prosecuted that went to jail for anything that was done. And this is fucking dangerous because there are a lot of shit cases out there. I'm going to tell you right now. There's a lot of, there was maybe, what was it, here locally a couple years ago, there was a guy who was selling heroin, and he tried to run over a few cops. There was a bust, and he tried to run over a few cops, and they ended up shooting him. And there were all these liberal people, and they're all pissed off about it. And I was like, you know what? He's selling heroin. He tried to run over a few cops. He gets shot. What are you gonna do? I mean, that's gonna happen, right?
Yeah, obviously.
I'm not gonna cry. I'm not gonna fucking cry over that. But there are so many other cases where people are beaten and shot and killed, and nothing happens to these cops.
Okay.
Nothing happens to these cops ever.
Okay, and there's so many other cases.
And it's very dangerous.
There's so many other cases of cops being accused of things, and they've been proven innocent, and their lives are destroyed because of these false allegations.
We don't need as much law enforcement as we think we do.
I personally believe that there's a lot more cases when it actually goes to trial, like, did he actually do this? Like, was he in the wrong? Was he in the right? I feel like most of the time, the way and how political and how much the union of the police's union,
they protect each other.
Hardcore,
God,
okay? We're not talking about, the bread union. We're not talking about local 655. Fuck you guys. Grocery union.
Hey.
Or the Teamsters, which I do respect.
Well, they don't protect each other.
Oh, I mean, the police union, they're kind of, I'm gonna say corrupt, but if
you want police around, you want police presence around.
Correct.
Period.
Absolutely. I'm not gonna argue
really.
with that, man.
No, I don't.
Oh, okay.
I don't.
Let's
agree.
let's see something bad happen to you then.
I think.
Wow. That's kind
What,
of.
I mean,
No, I'm saying
nothing bad has happened to me in 34 years. 34 and a half years, nothing bad has happened to me.
Yeah, because you've stayed out of trouble.
The only thing that happened to me was I was pulled over that one time, and you were in the car, and 2 of these rookie cops decided that it was going to be a good time to hold me up for 45 minutes, searching my car for no reason at all.
Really?
For no reason. An American citizen.
It wasn't
For
45
no
minutes, but go
fucking
on.
reason at all. Held me up. They said I was speeding. I wasn't speeding. They pulled me over.
What time was this at?
I don't know. It was
9
about
o'clock.
9 o'clock.
Okay,
yeah,
so
something
not like
that.
crazy late where they're just fucking with you.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, but what scares me as a United States citizen is that cops are given so much power and they're being protected when they're killing and punching people in the face. To me, that's not a very good thing to do.
It's ridiculous.
Because it will lead to
Yeah,
very bad
this-
things.
This is the most recent
No matter
one. So play
what
that
race
second
you
one.
are,
The
no
second
matter
one?
what race
Yeah.
you are,
This
it's going to
just-
lead to bad things.
Hold on, Blue. This one just
not a race issue.
This one just happened 3 days ago. So this
It's
is
20 minutes though, man.
No, it's not. Just
Yes, it is. I'm not lying to you. It says it's 20 minutes.
Just show the beginning. So, guys, this is
Hold on,
unacceptable.
real quick. Yep. Okay.
This is unacceptable, but you can't lump every police officer in with people like this.
Is there audio?
But
or
if they
no?
do something
No.
wrong, then they should be tried and
right.
found guilty.
So right now, guys, we're talking about police brutality. Do you feel like, they're... Oh, wait, hold on. Is this actually real? That
Yeah.
almost looks fake.
No.
I'm not trying to be an ass. I'm not trying to be
Trust
okay.
me.
It probably is.
Trust
fake.
me, it's not. Watch.
So right now we're talking about police brutality. Does the police enforce, and do they use too much force? And do they use the force?
What if these were fake videos, though?
It's.
I
not.
don't. It's a
This
really good
just happened
quality
3
for it
days
being a
ago.
It
security
makes you
camera.
kind of wonder.
Wouldn't it be ironic? Don't you think?
All right, then.
All right. So wait, can we commentate about what's going on? Can we do Mad Lib?
So what's going on
Man,
is
I don't know, but I'm telling you
the
right
police
now.
got called.
He's doing. He's fine. I'm telling you, he is fine. I say, watch your back.
over.
Wait, real quick. So where
I
are
think
they
he
right
is
now?
They're at
tattoos.
like an apartment complex, and when the other cops come,
Apartment complex with that big of a fucking elevator?
Sure, why
That's
not?
interesting. I don't know.
And you can probably fast forward it until the other police get here.
Yeah. Let's see.
Is this guy
20
actually texting though? Maybe he does deserve
There.
to get beat up. I don't know.
Okay. Wait. Let's
Right here.
rewind. We're talking about
Stop,
police
no,
brutality.
Stop. Right here.
So he's on his phone.
All right, now watch. This is when it happens.
Do you want me to play now?
Yeah. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
go ahead, play it.
There's no audio, right?
He's gonna lean against the wall.
He's gonna lean. Okay. Okay, so he just kneed him in the balls twice, and that's not an exaggeration. And now they're beating the living shit out of him for no reason. And he literally didn't even fight. He didn't even try to.
He resisted a little bit, but he didn't deserve
Well, yeah, it's
that.
natural feeling. Whenever you're getting your fucking your balls kicked twice, what do you mean? You're going to naturally defend yourself, even if you're not trying to fight back. You're naturally going to cover
Yeah, what are you
yourself.
supposed
Hold
to
on,
do?
guys.
Give
I'm
me a
not-
fucking break.
I'm
That's
not
fucking
supposed to do.
bullshit, man.
I'm the one who said play this clip. I'm not saying what they did was right, but I'm saying you can't lump every police officer in with these police officers who
It
do
doesn't
wrong.
matter though because you need to. Because the
Okay.
thing is, they're not trying, and when they try these guys, they
hold
don't
on.
convict them for anything. They don't convict them for anything.
For 2014.
God, Sean's playing. All right, real quick. This is two teens that won $500,000 due to police brutality.
Well, they probably actually fucking did something wrong.
What?
Tacoma teenagers have been awarded more than $500,000 in federal court for a 2014 confrontation with
Police brutality is it real or fake?
Woman and her brother were riding their bikes in a Tacoma mall parking lot. when
These are
officers
teenagers.
Stopped them. New witness video we just obtained
Look at that
tonight shows off-duty officer Jared Williams throwing Monique to the ground and using his taser.
Look at that.
The
Why
teens
would
said
you
they did
tase her at that
nothing
point?
wrong. A jury agreed.
You're
and
250
awarded them
fucking pounds.
$550,000.
Okay?
Officer
She weighs like
Williams
100.
remains
Not that
She was
guy
already
behind
on the
him.
fucking.
Yeah, behind him's like 350.
She hold on. I mean, that's all I got to fucking play. That's ridiculous. That's absolutely fucking ridiculous. That the police officer, that fucking piece of shit, would actually do that. Honestly, I mean that really makes me angry.
Okay,
That's
so-
fucking ridiculous.
So here's a story.
Hold on. No, real quick. I mean, you see that
These
shit all the
guys.
time where it's like, okay, she was already down. She weighs like 95 fucking pounds. How much force do you have to? What else?
I agree with you, CJ.
At
but
one
here's
point, at one point, she was putting out her other hand out, not the hand that the police officer was holding, saying like, "Okay, like I'm stopping, like white flag." Like she
Yeah.
was going like this. She wasn't reaching for him. She's like, "Ah," and then he fucking tases her. You don't think there's police brutality? I feel like there's so much police brutality out there. We live in St. Louis, Missouri.
It's ridiculous.
Okay, hold on.
When you live in the city and you live in North County or you live in South City, whatever, there is a lot of crime. Even in the county, there is crime.
I'm not
okay?
even going to get
And
a
there's
word in here.
Go.
Okay, well he's all amped up. I mean, I agree with you, but at the same time, that is not okay. But you also have to look at all the videos online and everything of all these people who purposely try to antagonize these
No,
police officers.
Who
Okay?
cares? Who cares? It's their
No.
job. It is their job.
They screw with them, and these certain police officers handle it professionally.
No,
Oh.
do we not have taser guns? Because people get shot all the time.
Luckily,
People get shot. There
me
was a
ask you
guy
this.
fleeing. There was a guy fleeing. He got shot. Use the fucking taser.
Well,
Am
okay.
I wrong here?
absolutely.
Use a taser
I agree
gun.
to that. But okay, think about it this way. Think about it this way.
I mean, he might be a piece of shit.
Put yourself
wait.
in the police officer's shoes in certain
no,
senses.
someone running away from you?
Wait. There's two things I want to bring up because I have a very I literally want to talk about this because I have a deep hatred towards a lot of things on one side, and the fact that one teenager that we just watched, okay, imagine if he didn't have a taser, what would have happened? What if he had a gun instead? Only a gun. Do you think possibly for some reason he would have shot her? Obviously, if he went that far with a fucking taser, let's say he didn't have a taser at that time. What if he had a gun? You don't know.
You don't
something
know.
that stupid.
You don't know.
And that ridiculous
Yeah.
and that minuscule. Okay.
Yeah.
She weighed 95 fucking pounds at the most. Okay. It's ridiculous.
Well, see, but here's the problem.
No.
The problem is that when they look for examples of police brutality,
Mm-hmm.
normally the people who are the victims of police brutality are shitheads. So then, maybe half of the country's like, well, they kind of fucking deserved it. You know what I mean?
Let me tell you this. So,
But that's where
I'm supposed to have sympathy for certain people.
right.
I mean, give me a
Because
yeah,
fucking
absolutely.
break.
because
No,
because
not
they're
shitheads.
because in a lot of cases they're fucking stupid.
I agree.
They'll struggle.
Now those two instances, yeah, they were in the wrong. But am I supposed to care about someone on drugs who,
You should.
who
You
resists
should.
arrest?
You should care because if the policemen think that they can get away with something, they're going to go further and further and further, and then pretty soon it's going to be you who's going to be the who is going to be on the other end of that.
we
shit.
all agree here.
That's the problem.
We all agree
Now,
that
if I get pulled over, I'm going to do what I'm told. And then if I have a
Maybe
problem,
that
I'll follow it
won't-
up.
the
maybe that
problem
won't be
is
enough.
Okay, Candy. Let's just say you were African American and your color was black.
And there's white people
the
who,
chance
by
of-
the way, get victimized.
And let me tell you this: if you're wearing
Which is
that,
never
and
televised.
I'm not trying to be funny when I say this. You can't really see it on the camera that well, but he's wearing a white beater right now. Okay, a tank top.
Yeah,
I
you
guess
look
is
like
what
you're
he
dealing
calls it.
heroin.
If he was black skin colored, chances of him being pulled over just for being black inside of his vehicle, wearing that, if a cop had to see that, it is. I'm just being.
I think it'd be the same thing if I was white and I had my hat backwards.
Yeah, he does actually look like he'd get pulled over
Well,
With the- I mean,
he
seriously.
does. Okay,
with the backwards.
Seriously,
hat.
I
Let's
mean,
face it.
I
no,
see where
I absolutely disagree with
I
that.
see where you're going, and I kind of agree. But
Racial profiling.
But at the same time, people look at someone, no matter what race they are, okay, and if they look presentable, then they're going to be left alone. They're going to be handled differently than someone who's dressed like me with my hat backwards.
That's
or
ironic.
something.
You say that. CNN did a report. I think it was like 3 or 4 years ago.
CNN.
Where they had a black guy and a white guy, and they both looked professional. They both looked clean cut. They both were wearing the exact same clothing. They even made sure that the tightness on the jeans or the pants and the shirt, they looked identical. Okay, it's like literally the same person, but one was black, one was white. And it was like a simulation where you had a fake gun, like at a police academy gun training place, and you had to react to him. Okay, is he going to pull out a gun? Is he going to pull out a deck of cards? What's going to happen? You have to react. And like, seriously, look it up, people. I'm not just trying to stir up the pot. Like 95% of the time, the black person would be shot more. And they look no different other than the skin color, their clothing, everything. It's a natural instinct.
Well,
It's a natural
because-
instinct
well,
because of what
because-
we're brainwashed. And
No.
we're brainwashed like that.
No.
They're making the frogs gay.
Not really. I think that a lot of it has to do with the fact that a lot of the calls are probably in neighborhoods where there's a lot of African Americans. I think that's where a lot of the crime is at, is it not? Isn't that what people complain about?
It is, but
because in African American communities there's a lot of crime. So if you're used to facing that same person, you're naturally going to be inclined, instinctively to shoot at that person.
There's a lot
Which
of,
is not a good thing, by the way. Which is not a good thing because we see discrimination in a lot of the... I'm very much on the
guys.
fence.
I mean, seriously,
I'm very much on the fence.
I mean, we both know what's right and wrong, and
I am.
It doesn't justify, police officers just beating the hell out of people when they don't have to, or doing things when they don't have to.
That's what the problem is.
Here's the thing. There's many hardened criminals that do terrible, horrible things, whether they're black, white, yellow, red, indigo. Okay? And we get that. We all understand that there's horrible people out there that do shitty things, whether spontaneously or they're just a bad person in general. But let's be honest.
What about Michael Brown? What does everybody here think? Was that the right?
Man, actually,
was that
you might actually like my answer to that one.
Was that the correct verdict?
You know what?
So we live in, hold on real quick. We live in St. Louis, Missouri, and we live very close to where this all happened. And I've seen armored trucks and whatnot go down the streets of where I lived at the time, and they were blocking. They had to have police and the Coast Guard at every single bus stop in St. Louis. Every single bus stop in St. Louis, which there's hundreds. If you think about all of St. Louis, they had to have U.S. Guard, the Coast Guard, because they were so afraid that something might happen, or that the people that might be rioting are going to be, going elsewhere and burning buildings and whatnot. It's extremely scary. It was a scary situation. And what's your thought, Candy?
My thought is I wasn't there. Okay, so I really don't know what happened, so I really can't speak on what happened, and it's hard for me to say one way or the other.
Okay, let's go by the investigation of what you know. I'm just saying.
Here's
I'm
what I'm
not
going to say.
arguing.
He should have found a different way to go about, incapacitating him, because he said that he was charging him. He didn't have a gun.
How old was he?
Who, Brown?
Michael Brown. He was what, 17?
16, 17,
okay.
something like that. Yeah.
So he weighed apparently. How much he weighed? He was a bigger guy.
He was a
so
big boy.
He was,
Yep.
I think, over 200 pounds, if I'm not mistaken, if not more, like 220 or 230, supposedly, right?
No, he was. He fucked up in that situation, which is which sickens me that he became the martyr of the whole movement, because he was kind of a piece of shit.
But
let's be honest.
Who was?
Michael Brown. He was trying because the cop told him to get out of the street, and the cop might have been racist.
And,
I have no idea.
Right.
But he's like, get out of the street.
No.
Then he tries to take his gun.
Hold on, real quick. Let's assume both sides. Let's assume that the cop was racist, and let's continue with the story.
But you can't prove that he was racist.
No. Let's
That's
just
the
say
problem.
he is.
Nobody was there.
All right. Yeah.
None of us at this table were there.
Let's assume
so real
he's
quick,
racist.
He did steal.
He sees he sees two black kids walking on the street, and he's like, "Move along." And then Michael Brown gets pissed.
Do you know what happened? Okay. Do you know why he got pissed or whatever? Because Michael Brown stole a couple things from the gas station.
Yes.
He walked in a gas station, and they have footage of it, and they show him stealing and bullying the gas station clerk.
Actually, there's two different stories to that.
Again, yeah. It's almost like the Kennedy assassination.
You're right on the first one, but there's also another story saying that the person at the gas station owed him drug money.
Okay, those are both two wrongs. Don't make it right.
Holy shit!
What I'm saying.
My school counselor told me that. Two wrongs don't make it right.
I don't know what you're trying to do.
So,
I'm just saying there's two stories to it.
So anyway,
and why'd you take off your sunglasses or your glasses?
I don't know. I was just trying to be
funny.
Just trying to be dramatic.
The point is that Michael Brown was not armed and he was killed, and there should have been a better way to go about it.
And supposedly,
Let's be honest.
Michael Brown did attack or charge at.
He did.
He did?
Yeah.
I mean, there's evidence of it though.
Well,
I don't know.
I don't know.
It's it's just a shame that anyone has to lose their life, but at the same time, I'm going to say it again, and this is where I stand. I was not there. None of us were there.
Why do you think the community reacted the way they did in North County and Ferguson? Why?
Because of the Rodney King riots.
No.
It's not just one. It's because they are targeted constantly, all the time. They're always literally being stared at 100 times with a microscope more than anybody else.
There's a lot of crime up there.
Okay, I agree. There is more crime. I'm sure percentage-wise.
It's not handled well by the police, and that's the problem.
And you're treated like scum of the earth if you happen to be African American and living in North County and Ferguson. You're treated differently than any other Caucasian.
Because
it's
scared.
a fucking fact. It's bullshit.
Because the cops are scared.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, there's a shooting like every night. There's probably like 4 shootings right now. Look on your phone. There's probably 4 shootings in North County right now.
I'm on Pornhub.
And I'm not even fucking kidding.
I'm not kidding either.
It is.
It's a dicey subject.
It is. And
it's the
tough.
Wild West up there.
And guys, we were afraid to kind of talk about this subject before. Well, talking about it right now because we're 3 Caucasians in a very white county, and we're definitely white privileged.
I think anybody's opinion should be listened to. Anybody should be listened to. Yeah, my dad, by the way, he didn't eat a square meal for I think 2 days or so for most of his childhood. So
I don't know what that means. Hold on.
Well,
what does that mean?
Well, it's not white privilege. Since he was white, he didn't exactly have. He didn't have the butler come in with a white glove.
But I'm sure he wasn't.
On a platter.
I'm sure he was being stared at by.
Oh, God forbid! I'm sure not eating food is worse than being stared at. He didn't have food when he was growing up, so white privilege is bullshit. It's bullshit.
I'm gonna
and I'm tired
totally
of
argue
about
with
it.
that. Okay.
Well, first of all,
my dad starved his whole fucking childhood.
First of all,
percentage-wise, so who the fuck are you leaving out then?
Okay, let's go by population. Okay, percentage-wise, let's go by we're not going by individual.
I don't give a fuck about the population. The fact is
No,
that
no, no,
is
no,
not.
you should.
It is not
You
a
should.
complete
You
truth
should,
that
because-
people can look at and say that that is a verifiable truth, like a fucking
Are you
law
fucking
or
kidding me?
something.
I'm gonna let you
This
two
whole
go at
white
it.
privilege
No,
thing
hold
is
on.
bullshit.
Are you fucking serious?
Yeah, my dad grew up poor and he was white. So what the fuck does white privilege mean?
Okay, a poor person being black and a poor person being white. That white fucking person still has better opportunities, especially
What
back in the
opportunities?
60s.
What opportunities?
The fact that he
my dad
wasn't
had no
black.
opportunities.
The fact that he wasn't
Oh
black.
my
so
Lord.
so what's the difference then? He's fucking starving. What difference does it make?
Because he still has more opportunities because people are going to look at him
What?
differently.
Oh, okay, so can you please tell me what the opportunities are that is different between him being white or black? Can you
People are
please-
looked. People are looked
Let's
at
hear it.
differently.
1, 2, 3. Tell me the opportunities.
Think about segregation back in the 50s.
Segregation back in the 50s. Okay, let's go.
Okay, think about them. Okay,
California. He lived in California, by the way, which is one of the most liberal states in the entire nation.
that's fine. I'm just going by the consensus here.
He
Back
grew
in the
up there.
50s,
Let's listen to it.
a black person wasn't allowed to sit in what part of the bus? Why? Because of the color of their skin. It doesn't matter if you're poor
My dad
or
couldn't
rich.
afford the bus. He couldn't afford to get on the bus.
I get that.
He
but
walked.
Here's the thing: he's still gonna be looked at differently, and he's still gonna have
Differently?
different
He's poor.
opportunities. He's still gonna have different opportunities
What
because of the color of
opportunities?
his skin.
What opportunities? They sold oranges.
Okay,
They sold oranges.
I will tell you, there's no doubt in my mind whether you're white or black. If you're black, you're gonna have less opportunities. If you were the exact same person, exact same personality, exact same.
Why don't we look at it like a real personal story instead of doing this generalization where
No, because
it's a big cover for every
I'm not-
for
here's the
every
thing.
white person. It's
I'm
a
not
big
trying-
blanket statement.
I'm not trying to make a generalization, but the reason why I'm trying to make it partially generalization is because there's millions of people out there. So we got to go a little bit with the consensus. We can't go by one individual
I
story.
want to go by the truth.
Because-
the truth of an individual life.
Because if we go by one individual story, then we just hear one story and that's it, and we go by that one story and that's it. That's done.
I mean, isn't that what we're hearing from the white privilege thing? We're hearing one story. We're hearing one rich. We're hearing about the,
rich,
the white
rich.
rich.
No,
people.
I'm not talking about rich people. When I mean white privilege, I'm not talking about being rich. I'm talking about being the color white.
So what does that mean if you're white privileged? You're privileged. You're white. What does that mean? You don't get pulled over as much.
Yeah.
I've gotten pulled over. Didn't you see that?
Once.
No.
Jesus Christ. Once or
so
twice?
What? Well, how many times does the average black person get pulled over? Do you have the statistics on that?
I'll look it up. It's got to be fucking
No, I'm
outrageous.
sure it's true.
And I mean, and not only that, they say that African Americans,
Guys,
the
I'm gonna-
parents have to talk to their kid about once they hit that age when they know that cops are going to look at him differently because he's not a black kid anymore. He's a black adult, and that he's probably
When I
gonna
was
fucking hurt
16,
people.
I
And
got
that's
pulled
scary.
over
That's
about
bullshit.
6 or 7 times. When I
I'm
was
going to be the
16,
mediator with you two because you two are getting a little out of hand. Let's calm it down.
Never. I will not calm it down on this show.
That's good.
Because I trust both of you.
You know, that's sweet.
I don't trust you. That's for sure, Blue.
Well, I don't trust you
Because you
either.
just backed the Blue.
Back the blue. I just
Blue.
told you earlier that they need to handle the situation a hell of a lot better.
Yeah, but
instead of shooting people and beating the shit out of them.
I
You can,
agree.
you can back.
Isn't that a very good response?
First of all, you can back the blue, and you can also see the other side. At
by
the
the
same
way,
time.
I back blue, but I don't back the blue because they're fucking up big time, and they are not arresting. They are not doing their jobs properly. They're beating the shit out of innocent people. And they're shooting innocent people.
CJ,
and it's bullshit.
CJ, when
And people
CJ
need to
says he
fucking-
doesn't back the blue, he's talking about this one.
No.
We need a soundboard.
Do not think for a second that I do not think the police brutality is out of control. I think it is completely out of control.
Let me ask you this.
It really is.
Let's just say, food for thought. We're
But
just
then
gonna
we
be-
got on the white privilege.
Let's go hypothetical. All right? I know you don't like it, but we're going to go hypothetical. Let's just say every single police brutality that we've seen, every video you've ever seen, we're like, okay, wow, they're way too much force. Let's just say that person just happened to be white. Do you think there would have been the same amount of police brutality?
I know there would have been the same amount of videos posted because there's been a lot of white people who were shot by cops. Look it up. There's tons of white people who are shot by cops.
I agree, but
it's become a racial thing.
But they are the
which
minority
is fine.
of that situation.
Which is fine because
It's not fucking fine.
No. I mean, it's fine the fact that we are pointing that out because I see a lot of black people getting shot while a lot of white people are not getting shot. So when it comes to arresting people, when it comes to subduing them, if they're getting out of control, they just use their guns and they kill people. And that's not right. That sure as hell is not right, and that to me is the #1 concern that I have.
All right, so right now, guys, I'm looking up African Americans being killed by police versus white. So
Let's not do the CNN source, please.
fact check. Actually,
Snopes. Oh my god.
that shit's
Snopes.
legit.
Oh my god. Here
Yeah.
we
Oh
go.
my God, you're afraid because
No,
you're afraid.
I'm-
You're
no,
afraid.
I'm
You're
not
afraid your white
afraid.
privilege might come out.
Mixture.
Hey, maybe I'm wrong. I don't know.
Oh, more. Wait, whoa. More white people than black people are killed in police shootings.
Let's go.
Holy shit.
Let's go. Hold on.
Wow.
Wait.
They're really discriminated against.
An analysis of police killings will, of course, show that in absolute numbers, more white people are killed in police shootings than black people, because non-Hispanic whites comprise a roughly 5 times greater share of the U.S. population, 62% versus 13%. So any analysis that is
Okay,
based on
so
nothing more
they
than
had to put
absolute
that-
numbers does not take demographics
So you
into
heard it
account is
here
inaccurate and
live.
misleading.
You heard it here live. More white people are shot than black people. But the only videos we ever see on television, on social media, are the black people getting shot. You just proved me right.
Hold on.
Although I wasn't like making. That
According
point, by
to the
way.
most recent census data, there are nearly 160 million more white people in America than there are black. So 160 million more. To put in perspective, there's only about 350 million people out there.
Well, that goes
Pe-
into
people that live in the United States.
Well,
White people make up roughly 60%, 62% of the U.S. population, but only 49% of those who are killed by police officers. They make up 62%, all right? Okay,
because there's a lot of rich white people.
white privilege. African Americans.
No, it isn't white privilege. That's the thing. Is that the whole white privilege?
You don't think white people have a little bit of an edge, a little bit of a step up because the color of their skin at all?
No,
Zero.
no,
You don't think at all. You don't think that minority, the meaning of minority exists.
If you would let me explain my balanced opinion on the whole thing, is the fact
There's no balance, people.
There is balance. There's a lot of rich white people.
The only balance I see is in Candy's fucking wife beater shirt.
There are more rich white people than black people. There's no
Why?
There's no fucking
By
doubt.
chance or good luck?
There's no doubt.
Why? Because good chance or good luck?
But listen,
Probably-
By chance or good luck? I'm just
But
curious.
listen,
No,
probably-
wait. By
Oh
chance or
my
good luck? I'm
Lord.
just curious.
Should I
Why?
excuse
Why?
myself?
Why is there more? Why is there a ton more?
because there's more white people in this country. Is the population of white people like more than anybody else in this country?
But the amount of poor African Americans comparable to the amount of poor white people is almost the same. And there's
What are the percentage of the population are African American? Can we go at the? I mean, let's look at percentages. So far, I'm doing very well.
You're not doing very well.
No, I am doing very
they
well
explained that most of them
because
were
the majority,
Hispanic.
The majority of the people in this country are white. So when the majority of the rich people,
What do you want me to look up? What do you want me to look up, Blue?
I have no
Since
idea.
you back the Blue.
You guys are
I have
gonna
no idea.
you guys are gonna have to end this soon. You two just keep arguing and going back and
No,
forth.
this is very interesting because I cannot believe
We're having a
doesn't
very
think-
good time.
I cannot believe he does not think that there is any
Correlation
existence
between
of white privilege at all. That's what's sad,
I
and
think-
it's embarrassing.
Hold on, I think what he's saying.
What are you doing to address white privilege?
Oh my God, can I talk?
If you feel that passionate about Lee, what are you doing to
For
address
one,
white
most,
privilege?
Most people can't even talk and
Why don't
argue
you
about it
do
over
something
a
about it?
podcast. There's no.
What are you doing about it?
What do you mean? What am I doing about it? I'm
Are
not
you
being
helping
racist.
black people?
I'm not being racist about it.
How am I being racist about it? Because I have a different opinion?
You're not supporting him.
What am I? So how do I support them? By the way, how are you supporting them? You can teach me how you're
The
supporting them.
first step
and their
is
plight.
acknowledging and talking about the
and
situation.
then where do you go from it? Are you donating money to Black Lives Matter?
No,
Oh, you're not.
no.
So basically, you're saying that you
Being ignorant-
you completely agree with this position, but you're not doing anything about it.
That's funny. That's kind of like saying the German people, all the Germans that lived in Germany at the time in the 1940s.
He's going to the Holocaust here.
I'm sorry, but I'm going to bring it up. All the Germans in Germany, most of them just kind of turned a blind eye and said, okay, whatever. It's not really happening. It's okay. Whatever they're doing, obviously, it's right. And it's not fucking right.
Well, even if they did say that and they didn't do anything about it, well, would you think anything more of them?
Say it again.
So even if they agreed...
Who's they?
You were just drawing...
No, I'm saying, who's they? I'm literally, I don't understand what you mean. I'm not trying to be a dick.
You were just saying that you were drawing a metaphorical conclusion from the fact that
No.
I don't know.
Now you're being a dick.
Yeah.
Who, me?
No, him.
Oh.
CJ.
Why?
Because you're saying
Because you just try to like avoid the topic of the fact they're not doing anything for the the black community, even though you think that white privilege is like an actual thing.
I don't think anybody really does.
I mean,
that
no,
speaks so
no.
highly for it.
No, all that I'm saying is that if you if you completely think that white privilege is a thing, being white means that you that you're born into like
I feel like there's a little bit of an upper edge.
This royalty, then do
not
something
royalty.
about it.
I'm not saying royalty, but I feel like they have a bit of an upper edge.
Then donate to Black Lives Matter. Tomorrow, donate some money. Donate the $10 I gave you tonight to Black Lives Matter.
It's fucking depressing that you really
Do
think that black people have the exact same amount of opportunities.
Put your
as
money
us.
where your mouth is.
Is it? I mean, the fact that you really believe that African Americans in St. Louis or in the United States rather have the exact same amount of opportunities as us.
Oh, my
and,
dad
and
didn't.
are going to be treated like that as such. It's embarrassing.
It's not embarrassing. It's just his opinion.
I don't know what to say.
On that note, guys, this is Going Dutch Radio Network. Thank you guys for watching. We
good
greatly
topic.
appreciate it. If you guys please comment who's right, who's at fault, please comment on YouTube, Facebook, Pornhub, Periscope.com. Please tell me who's in the right, who's in the wrong. I don't care.
Thank you for watching.
If you guys think I'm wrong, whatever. It is what it is. And I'm not trying to be liberal about this at all. I just think it's ridiculous if you feel like if you're a Caucasian person.
Okay, but what am I supposed to do about it? And
I'm not saying-
should I feel shameful? Like
I'm not saying you should be. Being
Okay,
privileged
no.
does not mean that you
look,
should.
Look. All right, so I'm being completely rational about this.
No, you're not.
No, but
No, you're
listen. All right, let's say
It's embarrassing.
okay, whatever. Maybe you should just let me talk for a second.
It's hard,
instead of
man. It's
interrupting.
hard when you're being so.
You have to let him speak, though. That's the
What if-
story of radio.
Okay,
So privilege, the meaning is advantages, immunities, and they have some special rights.
all right. He's whipping out the dictionary. Okay,
It is.
so
So don't tell me that,
What,
that we don't have a little bit of extra advantages, special rights,
How?
and immunities
how?
by the color of our
Show me.
Oh my God. Let's go down the city. Let's go 100 miles an hour, 24/7 down the city streets and let somebody else do it. We're just talking about fucking cars, okay? Okay? I guarantee you.
We would get a ticket.
Well,
We
definitely
would get a ticket. The other people would be
We
fucking...
would-
No, hold on.
Well,
Listen.
we
I
would definitely get killed
I
according
work-
to the statistics.
I work in Baldwin, Missouri. Baldwin, okay? White Central. A little bit Saudi Arabians, Pakistanians. Like everybody. I love everybody. I work
Me
in
too.
Baldwin.
Me too, by the way. He doesn't think so, but I do.
The spot
Because
where
I have a rational opinion
the
about
spot where I work at, for some reason, all cops pull everybody over into our parking lot. I don't know what...
And by the way, I'm not a big fan of cops. So please go on.
He's defending himself, people. He's starting to realize. He's starting to open up. He's starting to...
When are you going to open up?
Rebirth.
Now, wait a minute, CJ. These are all opinions,
Real
okay?
quick. Okay, I've at least seen in the parking lot of my work 50 people being pulled over. For some reason, that's like the best part. That is the best spot for police to pull people over and then pull them over into our parking lot. I'm not kidding. I'm not making this up. Out of the 50, I'd say at least 40 of them were African American, and at least out of every single one that were Caucasian, there was one police car, and that was it. The other fucking 40, there was 2, 3, 4 police cars.
Do you
Done.
know what each individual situation was?
No, I'm just going by a synopsis of what I observed. That's
I mean, do you know what they were pulling them over for, or
obviously
what they had in
40,
the car?
40 black people being pulled over in Baldwin.
Or was it really?
I mean, honestly, yes. People talk about it at my work. It's ridiculous. It's embarrassing. It is. Don't tell me they're not treated fucking different. They are.
You're very passionate about this.
I am, because I have in my family, in my own personal
Have you ever
family.
been pulled over?
Yes.
How many times?
4.
4?
Yes, total.
What age?
One when I was 16. They asked me if I was high, and they giggled about it and said, all right, get out of here. I was living in Arnold. The second time was whenever I was 19 years old. I was by myself.
And the one was about an hour ago.
I've been here for over an hour. We went live at 8 o'clock, people.
I just pulled him over.
I got pulled over. Checkpoint, DUI checkpoint, once, nothing.
God help me never do one of those.
And one time I was speeding, and I was going, 22 miles an hour over the speed limit. They let me go. Nothing.
Okay.
You just asked me a question. I answered
Well,
it.
no. I mean, what happened to these African Americans that you saw were pulled over? Did they go into cuffs? I mean, did Did they cuff him, put him into the car, or what happened?
There's been at least 10 instances that I've saw where the police, with multiple police cars, there's always one that pulls them over, then there's multiple other that follow.
Yeah. Depending on the crime.
They
or
can-
what
I literally can't.
Whatever
What?
was going on.
Listen, so
we don't know what's going on.
I don't, because I'm literally behind
I'm cold.
windows. Yeah, you are. I see those hard nipples. All I can, okay, like I said, out of 50 people I've seen pulled over into our parking lot, 10 of them probably been white, 40 of them probably been black. Maybe that's just by chance. Doesn't sound like it. If you had to bet the odds on it, I mean, 40 versus 10. One, not only that, the amount of searches that I've seen into the vehicles, like police searching into every crevice of the vehicle,
Right.
tenfold, 10 fucking fold,
well,
man.
and
Obviously,
hey.
white people are not the privilege; it's black people. From
I
what
don't
you're
think.
saying.
What about getting
I don't think your
scholarships?
definition though.
What about
is white
scholarships?
privileged.
Having advantages. What are you talking about?
I don't think it's
Don't-
white. It's white privilege.
wait a second. Don't minorities have advantages when it comes to getting scholarships? When
Oh.
it comes to status to quotas and
Good
stuff like
job. Yeah, they have some
that?
barely.
Well then, isn't that trying to even the playing field a little bit?
Yeah, that makes sense because of
Are
all
there
this-
no poor white people? I mean, the whole concept of the white privilege thing is that you're born, you're white, and everything breaks for you, and it's not true. It's a very huge generalization, which I find very offensive.
They try to be generalization because there's so many people out there.
Then find something more specific and don't do a generalization, which is going to piss half the country off. If you really want to address this problem, which I don't think you're lying about, which I think there are racist cops. Are there not racist cops? There's a shit ton of racist cops.
Sure.
I totally agree.
Yeah.
I think there's a huge problem with the cops. I totally agree. But when you say white privilege, you're pissing people off. You're saying to poor white people, you're saying fuck you.
I'm not saying fuck
And
you.
that doesn't help the situation. All it does is cause more divisiveness. And to me, if you want to solve problems, you want everybody to see the same way. Like Martin
You're
Luther
right,
King.
but
Martin
people
Luther
don't.
King-
People look at
Martin
other
Luther
people
King.
the same. People don't look at the same people the same way. The color of the color of
That's
your
true.
skin
No,
does
I
change
agree.
the
I
factor
agree.
of your entire life. It
I
does.
agree.
Either
But
whether
not-
it's minutely.
but not in every single situation.
You're right.
like
Not
they
every
try to make you
no,
think.
not every single situation. You're correct. You're absolutely correct.
It's not like you're, and that's what's so offensive about the whole white privilege thing is that
Offensive.
you're white
Give me a break.
because there's poor white people who see this. I mean, live in shit lives. They work minimum wage. I mean, they don't have it any better than black people.
You're right.
They really don't fucking have it any better.
You're right. But at least
I struggle.
Women-
I struggle every day.
Women,
But
women
at
who were beaten by fucking drunken dads and shit. I mean, come on.
well, that's white people doing it to other white people. So I don't know what you're talking about. It's
well,
bullshit.
it's still white people hurting other white people. Because the whole concept of the white privilege thing is that, the white people beat up on the black people. No, the people who are in power beat up on all races. They beat up on the poor people.
STL Today says suits were filed in U.S. District Court in St. Louis on behalf of 15 plaintiffs referred as impoverished people who were jailed because they could not pay fines for traffic violations and other minor offenses. They were threatened, abused, and languished in confinement at the mercy of local officials until their frightened family members could produce enough cash to buy their freedom, or until city jail officials decided days or weeks later to let them out free. The complaint states.
By the way, the Democrats run St. Louis, who supposedly believe in white privilege. Our mayor, by the way.
That's interesting. How many fucking white Republicans are there compared to black? Oh, give me a break. Don't even get me started. That's such bullshit, Blue.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter because...
It does matter. What do you mean?
No, it does matter because all of these arrests you're talking about happen in the city of St. Louis, and it's run by Democrats. And it's run by the way...
What do you mean run by Democrats? That's bullshit.
No,
bullshit.
by the way, that video you played where that
Bullshit.
guy had the shit beat out of him, he was black. And there was another black officer beating the shit out of him. So what the fuck are you talking about?
Oh, sorry. One instance, people, changes everything.
One
right?
instance,
Actually,
there's several
several.
of them.
One poor
There's
white guy.
several of them.
One poor white guy. One
So-
black against another black.
So
Give me a
it
fucking
isn't,
break.
It isn't
Give me a
so it
break.
isn't a racial
Give me
thing.
a break.
Is it really a racial thing, or is it something else? because they keep talking about, oh, it's racism. The black guy was beating the shit out of the black guy. The black guy was in a police uniform, and the guy who was getting who was at the end of the fist was black.
Good job.
Yeah, really.
Good job. One
Thank
instance,
you.
buddy.
Thank you. That's a really good answer. I appreciate it.
Good job. One instance. Wow.
One instance.
Just
How-
like- just-
let's go on YouTube. We'll look it up. Let's look them up.
That's
because I've
bullshit.
seen quite a few of them where there's a lot of black people
I like
involved.
how you bring up that one
against
instance.
black on black. There's black people who are police officers
Yeah.
who are violating the rights
Correct.
of the other black person.
But at the same time, you...
So what are you talking about?
No. This is pretty interesting. You segregated the fact that your dad was poor when he was younger and he was white. So
Yeah.
he was definitely not white privilege. You just reversed the roles in the situation saying, well, black guy was on a black guy. So there you go. Well, the same thing goes the other way. You're white. Your father, which it's a shitty situation. I get it. We've all been there. A lot of people have been there, including my family. We're poor white people.
Well, they're white. So clearly they can't be poor.
No, I'm not saying
They
they can't be poor. I'm not saying they can't be poor,
Are you
but they
kidding
have
me?
better opportunities.
They're struggling?
Oh, guys.
So your definition of privilege means you're rich. Obviously, you're white. You're white rich.
No, it means that you're treated a lot better.
Not a lot, but you're treated differently. You have better opportunities. You have some better opportunities.
That's your opinion, and he and Blue, you have yours. But you guys keep
It's
beating a
such
dead horse
bullshit.
here.
It's such bullshit. How many African Americans are going to be successful?
Quite a few. Quite a few,
Percentage-wise, comparable to Caucasians, it's not even going to be close. And it has nothing to do with African
It's
Americans.
actually going up. It's actually going up. And
I hope it is. I hope it is. Not because people like you. Not because people like you.
People like me. What about people like you who make up shit and believe in phony shit because you feel bad
White privilege
about something?
I don't feel bad at all.
I don't know what the fuck you feel bad about, but you like totally buy into this whole notion of white privilege because you think that like white people are out to get black people in every single situation. You want this sort of blanket statement about every single situation that goes on in this world.
The amount of racist
you
people...
totally buy into it, no matter what it is.
The amount of racist people in my family that would talk about African Americans and the way that they would talk about them is disgusting.
Well, that's the way because you grew up in that situation. I didn't. I grew up in a family that respected all people and were white. And my dad was poor, and he respected
the
everybody.
amount of racism.
So there you go.
The amount of racism that
I can't help
hear,
that you feel that way.
The amount of racism that I see and hear from the average Caucasian person is disgusting.
Really?
And I don't think it's rebuttal. I don't think it goes both ways. I don't.
Well, you guys just had a nice conversation.
It's embarrassing, people. This is Going Dutch Radio Network. You can watch us every single Saturday night at 8 p.m. Central. That's right, guys. Saturday night, 8 p.m. Central.
All right.
Oh, my God. It's almost 10:33.
Yeah.
All right, guys. You can watch us live every Saturday night, 8 p.m. Central. People, watch us. Comment on Facebook, YouTube, Periscope, and Pornhub.com. Pretty soon. He had the white beater on. We're about halfway there. We're going to get there pretty soon.
That's right.
We talked about police brutality. White privilege, is it fake or not? We talked about obesity and the JFK.
JFK and Trump in North Korea.
JFK is a long time ago.
It was, man.
Let's do a fun one to end the show. Let's
play us out.
Let's do Russia.
Yeah.
Why don't they ever smile? I believe that's what we came up with.
Oh, obviously they're just privileged.
They are.
Oh, Lord have mercy.
Lord, whoa, that sounded like what's his name?
Lord have mercy.
Wait,
what's his name?
Are you being racist right now? You said Lord have mercy.
No, he's trying to be like the guy in Full House. What's his name? I can't remember. Jesse.
That is so.
Jessica Sopoulos.
He was definitely white privilege.
It's very racist.
Well, he was definitely sexy.
Well, I will agree to that.
That's racist.
It has something to do with the color of his skin. That's because he was
stop.
drop dead gorgeous in
Guys.
his hair. It was his hair. It was his goddamn
Topic
hair.
over. You guys did good.
Everybody just
Did
stop.
good. I'm not trying to argue for sake of argument. I think it's embarrassing that he actually believes that. It's bullshit.
Believes what? That I'm balanced?
That white privilege doesn't fucking exist. That you think everything's perfectly balanced and no one has any advantages in this world. It's bullshit.
I thought we were done with the topic, but now we're going back to it.
Well, no. Well, because I really want it specifically defined what white privilege. You looked up privilege.
To have advantages over the other. So white privilege means you have advantages over other races.
So if you go for a scholarship and you're black, and the other person's white, who has more of an advantage? Probably black.
The amount of African Americans there are that don't end up getting a scholarship comparable to the amount of white people that get a scholarship because of they have enough money to fucking afford it is gotta be astronomical.
Whoa. Why, if they have enough money to afford it, then why do they need a scholarship? That's the whole point of getting a scholarship is because you don't have enough money to go to college.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
so what's your point?
the amount of poor African Americans comparable to
Affirmative
the amount,
action, you ever hear that? Isn't that a privilege because of your race? So what are you talking about?
What do you mean? What do you mean?
So you're saying in every single situation, if you're white, you actually have a privilege. Because there's a lot of situations where you don't have a privilege.
Absolutely, not every single situation.
So your whole argument is moot.
No, it's not moot.
So specifically, what are you talking about where you have white privilege? When you get pulled over by a cop?
Pulled over by a cop, the way that you're treated, the way
Is
that you're
it-
looked at
is
by
that what
other
you're talking
peers,
about?
the way that you're a fucking black kid and you have to walk into a store and you're being stared at differently just because of the color of your fucking skin.
Yeah,
That's
well,
bullshit.
Yeah, well, what color is the cop who's looking at him? Is he black or white?
I'm not saying.
So
I
it's
didn't say
not a
there was cop
racial
there.
thing, is
I didn't-
it?
I didn't say there was a cop there.
So it isn't a racial thing. Just like we saw in the video, we saw a video where a black cop was beating up a black kid. Now, it was wrong. It was very wrong. Was it not? I agree. He agrees. He shouldn't have hit him. It was bullshit. But instead, this whole thing...
How many videos?
But instead,
how
it's
many-
about racism,
how-
isn't it?
how many-
Every single thing's about racism, and all this causes divisiveness between you and me and all these other people, left, right.
No, it's people. It's
bullshit.
people like
It's
you, Blue,
cops.
who believe
No,
that other
no,
people don't have other
no,
advantages over.
No, it's cops against citizens. That's what it's about.
It's embarrassing how
That's
defensive
what it's
you.
about.
It's embarrassing how defensive
it's
you get.
embarrassing how defensive you're getting because you can't come up with any reply to the points that I'm making right now.
What do you mean?
About white privilege? I'm talking about privilege. Remember we're talking about privilege? And I just brought up the fact that there's affirmative action where black people are privileged, and the fact that whenever they're trying to get scholarships and so on and so forth, and admittance to colleges, they are picked over white people, are they not? And that's a good thing, perhaps. I don't know. But is that not a privilege?
They're trying to even the playing field because of
Oh,
privilege.
but they have a privilege, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So you just admit that they have a privilege.
They have one privilege.
Okay, one privilege. We can bring up some other ones, I'm sure.
Okay.
So the point I'm trying to
In
make...
2018, people, everyone's watching this. In 2018, the average median household income of a white family is $61,000.
Wow, that Asian one's 80. Holy shit, we need to start fucking, coming down on them.
Yeah, they're smart as fuck.
Oh, that doesn't matter. There is some Asian privilege going
The
on
average median household income of a white person is $61,000. Black or
So
African American is
wait a
38.
second. Wait a second. So you're just going to totally, ignore the Asian one?
I want to talk about white people and fucking black people. That's
No,
it. Because that's all we've been fucking talking about.
No, we're talking about minorities here. We're talking about minorities. The Asians are making $80,000 a year.
You're beating around the subject just like every other fucking bullshit person that does to fucking argues with this shit. It's bullshit. Absolute
Because you're not proving anything at all.
Exactly.
You're being irrational.
You're right. I mean that's got to be
seriously.
I mean, you got to admit, someone of household income of $61,000 of being white and $38,000 being black, it's almost exactly the same thing, right? It is almost exactly identical. $38,000 versus $61,000. That's only by like $24,000. I mean, that's $23,000. That's pretty close, isn't it? No, it's not. It's
Wait.
not fucking close.
Which one's 30 or no wait, which one's 3? All households. What does that mean?
What?
Number 3 says all households. What does that mean?
That must mean they have multiple races.
Because I know I'm not making $61,000 a year. Are you?
This is medium household. Yeah, I'm making $60,000 a year.
Are you really?
I don't know.
Well, you should feel fucking guilty. You need to start giving, money away to Black Lives Matter.
Maybe I should feel white privileged.
Yeah, well, maybe you should start doing something about it if you're that passionate.
Oh,
Are you going to give money to Black Lives Matter?
I know you're not. That's for sure, because you don't think Black Lives Matter.
No, I do think Black Lives Matter. I think all lives matter, by the way. But just don't give to the Asians because they're making $80,000 a year.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So not all lives matter to you. So people.
Well, apparently they like Asians here because they're
Asian?
making $80,000 a year.
Okay, I've heard from many people that I went to school
Many
with.
people.
and
Okay, good sources.
I'm done talking about it.
I hope so.
You guys made good.
Asian parents are way harder on their kids about
So is it a parenting thing?
academics.
That's controversial.
No, it's not controversial. Maybe,
so it's
maybe
more
by
about
the
how
way,
your parents are?
Maybe by the way that African Americans were raised by their great grandparents when they were enslaved by fucking. You think it's funny? It's ridiculous. The way that they were enslaved. What's so funny? I'm just curious. Seriously, I'm not trying to be dick.
No, go on, please. I want to hear what you have to say.
Well, you're saying that it's because of the people that the way that
weren't the Chinese enslaved? You
Yes.
ever hear World War II?
But black people,
They were getting raped and shit.
African Americans were forced to live here because we took them from Africa.
Right.
Okay, there's a
Okay.
very small population of
So what does that do with
Korea. When
The parenting thing? Isn't that what we're talking about?
no, that's what you were talking about.
No, well, didn't you just say that it's because they're parenting that's why the Asians make so much money?
Yes, absolutely.
So, but that doesn't apply to any other race. It's just the Asians.
The Asians go out of their way mathematically, not driving skills, but mathematically.
Math.
They put absolutely. Oh my God,
That sounds racist.
math or no, not meth, math like
Yeah,
mathematics.
Math. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Like calculus and whatnot. Like I mean, the average amount. It's like saying the synopsis for like how many Indian doctors there are. There's a lot for how many live here in the United States. We're making a generalization, which you don't like to do. You like to pinpoint one little fucking stupid thing and just go with it.
Well, your generalization is on white privilege. You think all white people are privileged. That's
No, I
what
didn't.
the whole point
I say the average white American, on average, is more.
is. Second, by the way, they're second in median, and we're actually the majority. We're still the majority, but the Asians are making more money than us.
Here's the thing.
How the hell did that happen?
Because they moved here from outside the country. Black people were forced to live here, to be slaves for the white people.
So we like Asian people more than black people.
That's
what
not
you're
a,
saying.
well. That's by government. I don't know. I mean, it all depends by what you believe in, who's allowed to live here and move here. Most Asians didn't start here being Asian. Black people, most African Americans that live here is because their great ancestors were forced to be enslaved in the United States. What? You can't even argue.
I don't think I want to anymore.
Exactly, because you can't, because it's embarrassing, and you're about to embarrass the shit out of yourself. It sucks.
I think you have.
Yeah.
You guys have been going on for like an hour.
Oh,
and a
I
half
could go on for
almost.
2 fucking hours. The fact that
hope
he doesn't
not.
think that there's he doesn't think that there's more average.
You haven't
white
shown
privilege.
any. You have no.
Then
you have
maybe
not
we
shown
should
any
continue.
statistical analysis of your entire
Let's
point.
continue it next week.
Like every time you bring up statistics, it like goes against your argument.
What are you talking about?
Well, you were talking about like the median income of each household, and then
Yes.
like the Asians have more money than everybody, and you're talking about like the white privilege thing.
That's the difference, though.
Asians aren't even considered
Asians
white.
moved here in order to be able to move to an entire different country, to be able to afford the passports and the visas and the right to be an American costs a lot of money. So they just didn't get it here skimming water and be able to swim over here and just land here and say, oh, I'm here, okay, now I got to build my life. No,
I don't know. They were here at the I think the 19th century. I mean, it's been a long time. Do you think they had a good time working on the railroads? They
No.
weren't paid as well as the white people.
No,
I'll tell you that.
but at least they were paid and they weren't slaves.
Okay, guys.
But that was after slavery. I'm
Okay?
saying after the slavery ended.
Could you imagine being an African American? An African, sorry. Back then, you weren't African American. You were nothing back then. You were
Right.
just a slave.
I'm
you,
talking
you were
about
just a
now.
number. You were property.
I'm talking about now.
What about now?
But that's the whole point, is that you're saying
It
that...
happened in the past. It doesn't. It doesn't affect me, right? Is that what you're trying to say?
No, I'm saying that you think that the way that things were back then still apply now.
It does. It affects people in their latter years.
Well,
So,
then what are you doing about it?
What do you mean?
Well, but because you feel so strongly about this issue, and I can tell you feel strongly about it, then,
People-
then do something about it.
just treat people with respect, and treat people and realize what you have as a person and as your race, and as it's the same thing as women's rights versus men's rights. It's exactly the same thing. It's just be equal. Just
totally. I totally agree with that.
But the difference between trying to just treat people the same and understanding it is 2 different things. To be able to understand that and to look at it through other people's eyes and realize what they've gone through.
I don't think I can understand what being a woman is like. I don't think I ever will.
Right,
I don't think I understand what being an African American is like.
But have
and
you
I never
heard?
will.
But
But you seem to know it.
I do know that we've had more privileges, us three, probably.
When?
Than the average.
Maybe a few generations ago.
Than the average female or African American.
I don't know about now. I'll tell you that.
You're right, but
I think there's police brutality that goes both ways. And I don't think it's necessarily one race.
and you think it's 50-50, like cut dry, like
I don't know. I think that's a good question, but the whole white privilege thing is, like I said, it's just a huge blanket statement that assumes that every person who's white gets a free ride, that they don't get pulled over, that they aren't fucked with, that they aren't poor. You know, it needs to be worked on. I think
statistic.
it definitely
average.
It definitely needs to be worked on.
The average. Let's go by the average.
I don't know what the average is.
Well, we
we
just
did
went
look
by
at
that.
the average, and more white people get killed than black people.
That is not true.
That's what it said on the statistics that you looked up.
And it said, and I literally argued with you like 3 times right afterwards. 4/5 of those white people that were killed were Hispanics, because Hispanics is technically white. It said
Since
that.
when?
What are you talking about?
Why are they including Hispanics in with white people?
Up until, what was it, 2000 and what? Remember how it had to say non-Hispanic Caucasian instead of saying Caucasian? Back when it just said Caucasian,
Well,
that
that's
means
just confusing now, isn't it?
What do you mean?
Whatever.
Guys, just move on to the next topic.
Let's move on. Hey, you know what? I don't know if you want to
I
shake my
can't
hand.
touch that racist fucking hand.
He's very emotional, guys.
Seriously.
I am.
Yep.
I am.
You guys,
do you know why?
finish it
Because
next week.
I have nephews and nieces who are African American, and it's just it's.
And
you
we
know,
know that. We
no,
know
no,
that.
and here's the thing: I know they're going to be treated differently because of the color of their skin.
Probably
What?
not. Do you really think that?
I believe that they will be treated different in all the situations and all the experience that they
So
have
you
to
think
deal
I'm in
with
the
life.
KKK now?
Okay, no, you're
Come
being
on,
stupid.
guys. Jesus.
Well, I mean, it's like if you have like a slight disagreement with someone on their viewpoint of white privilege, you're suddenly
Their viewpoint, you don't think there is any.
You're suddenly a total slime.
You don't think there is white privilege at all.
No, I think that there needs to be some, because, like I said, white privilege is a huge generalized blanket statement, which I think if you're going to actually prove a point about something, you need to do some homework on it and maybe narrow it down to something.
I gotta pee.
The
You can't-
fact that
You can't just say, if you're white, you're privileged, no matter what.
You're right.
No matter what situation.
you know what,
It's
Candy,
stupid.
Candy, you're right. I'm gonna be ignorant and say there is any white privilege. Black people have the exact same amount of privilege as us. That's it.
Well,
Candy.
that's another generalization.
Sorry, blue.
Blue.
I mean, those
I
are
haven't
two
been about it.
generalizations. You're just, like, you're totally... It's not rational.
We've been
That's the
arguing
problem.
against white privilege and them not having privilege, and I just told you that they both have equal rights, and now you're arguing with me about it.
No, you're saying, like, you're doing the complete opposite.
Exactly. I'm not saying black people have more privilege. I'm just saying that white people have no more privilege at all whatsoever than black.
I'm saying it's an individual experience.
It is, but there's multiple individual experiences, and I feel like it overrides on the Caucasian versus African American.
Well, then I would actually agree with that.
Oh my God! Did we just come to an agreement?
That's why I just argue the whole time is a generalization. You just agreed about my generalization about
No,
being white privilege.
No, you said sometimes white people have more of an advantage than black people.
Yes.
Sometimes.
Yes, that's what I've been saying the whole time, over and over again. I kept on
No.
saying, you're like, well, every white person. I'm like, no, not every white
No,
person. It's
no,
not
no,
individual.
no,
I said it's a
no,
generalization.
no,
You said,
no,
you
no.
can't be a generalization. It has to be individual.
No, the whole time you were talking about, you were saying
wow.
that white privilege is something that extends...
You're white privilege, Blue.
Oh, really? Am I? Because my dad, like I said, was very poor.
We're talking. We just keep contradicting ourselves.
I know. I just did to be funny.
Okay.
I gotta pee.
Yeah.
I don't want to end the show. I have to pee, and then I'm going to end the show.
Let's just end the show now.
I gotta pee.
Let's talk about Russians next week.
I literally am about to pee myself.
All right.
Hold on, we still have 12 minutes. Let's just do the Russian thing real fast.
I have to literally pee. Can
Well,
you guys wait?
yeah,
while I pee?
No.
We'll
you're,
talk.
No, you're white privileged with that toilet.
I'm white privilege.
We'll talk it.
That's
We're gonna talk. We're gonna talk. So go ahead. So CJ, I'll carry it on since I didn't get one word in on anything.
Why don't we hear your opinion on this? And I know you're afraid of saying something because you might get in trouble. but that's
I'm
fine.
not afraid of saying anything.
No, you're very afraid of saying things.
No, because I say things in a way to where it's tactful and professional.
I don't know if it's professional.
I think there's white privilege in this world, but
Really?
Yeah, I do. But at the same time, I don't
What-
think it's as intense as everyone thinks it is.
I think you're right. Yeah,
I think if you have if you can carry on a conversation and you're going into a job interview, regardless of what your race is, you're dressed up, you have a tie on, okay, you can pass a drug test, regardless what your race is, and you actually have experience in that job title, I believe that you're going to get it.
And let's be honest. I mean, for a lot of jobs, there's racial quotas. They have to hire a certain amount of minorities, which is fine. I have no problem with that. But how is that not a privilege? Honestly, I think
CJ was just letting his emotions get the best of him.
Oh yeah, I mean, but with the cops, I do agree with them to some extent, and with the police brutality, I agree with him 100%, because I think that there's a lot of people, black, white, whatever, who are being killed, who are being unnecessarily abused for no reason. And seriously, we got to put a stop to it. And it's not a racial thing. And that's what's dividing us. And that's what pisses me off, is that it's either a black or white thing. We all need to come together and realize that this is an issue that's affecting all races. They're getting out of hand, and they have hard jobs. I'm not saying that, but you look at those videos, they didn't have to beat the shit out of that guy. They didn't have to kill the guy who was selling cigarettes on the streets, the guy who got his the guy put some sort of martial arts move on him.
There's a lot of bad things in this world, and people just need to stay clear of it. And if we're going to have conversations about it, there's no need to get emotional.
And we need to legalize drugs, but we won't do that because of the CIA.
We'll do that next week. So
yeah.
Let's go on to the Russian thing.
What were you guys talking about?
We were talking
he
about.
He asked my opinion. He said,
"We need to legalize
say
drugs, which would
is.
probably prevent a lot of the."
I said, I
racial
believe,
profiling.
I see both sides of you guys' story, but at the same time,
this guy's always trying to come out looking good.
No, I
makes
just,
me sick.
I'm a changed man than what I used to be. Like, it's just, I want everything to go smoothly, and I want everything to end.
But that's not the way life works.
Right.
Sometimes there's more privileges than others in some situations.
There is on both sides. But I see
whites have more privileges than blacks, Aaron says.
Unless you're going to college.
Oh, hey, Aaron.
Thanks, Aaron. Sorry, man.
Thanks for watching our show.
I didn't mean to leave you hanging. It just got heated.
We're going on to Russian.
Thanks, man.
Russian smile. Let's end the show.
All right, guys. So this is interesting. More interesting than Blue thinking that there's no white privilege.
Oh my God! Here we go.
Oh, I'm never gonna end. I'm gonna do it for the next 100 shows. He's gonna have to quit. Russians.
If you want me to quit, I'll quit.
No,
it's fine.
You stay. Come on. I gotta leave at 11.
If you can't handle alternative opinions, and that's your problem.
It's past my bedtime at 11 o'clock. Russians,
don't smile in public, people. This is our last topic of the night. And by the way, anyone who's listening or watching, hopefully you are. I know we just had a big rant about police. What?
It was a good one.
It was police brutality and right and wrong. Government selling narcotics. JFK.
Rational, irrational.
Conspiracy. MK Ultra. Obesity. We talked about a lot. But now we're going to do Russians. Don't smile in public. All right, so this is a story. So you know how they're hosting the FIFA?
Yeah.
World Cup?
Mm-hmm.
The football, the soccer?
You're going to show a little clip?
Oh, my God, it's going to be hilarious. Russian workers / employees who are being trained, whether it's in the stadium of the soccer field, in order, they have to... This is going to be hilarious. Everyone, like, whether you're a trained worker, everybody in Russia right now has to go to sensitivity / smile training in Russia. So what it is, there's a synopsis that people believe that most Russians never smile in public at all. If you're in public, you do not smile. And you can
I smile all the time.
You're not Russian. You think about it that, in the movies, Russian movies and whatnot, like You never see the Russians smile. They're always real serious and, you know,
Arnold Schwarzenegger.
these things.
Or the Germans.
These things, they happen. You know, like, you fucking killed a man and you fucking, you know, it's always like very serious. There's no like laughing if it is almost sounds evil or whatnot, whatever. Well, they have to go through this smile. I got to find it. So you guys had to like, you know.
We're going to fill in the little gaps. So CJ's looking up a little Russian video where apparently people never smile.
Okay, sorry. So the whole point of this video, it's to show how psychologists and whatnot, all these trainers in Russia are trying to train Russian people to look happy and smile in public. So all these people from outside the country going to see these soccer games can think that Russians are happy people and that they're smiling and good people. I'm serious.
Let's
That's fucking
see it.
hilarious.
Let's see that video.
I'm trying. Hold on.
Giddy up.
Fill in the gap.
Come on.
Fill in
Come
the
on,
gap.
CJ. Come on, CJ. Come on. You're almost there. Come on.
Slight pressure.
We're ending on a good note, everyone.
I can't believe we're worried about the Russians.
I tried to get a word in, but I couldn't. But I'm glad we're ending it on a happy,
you could have
smiling
said
note.
You did not want to get a word in. You were scared, and I know it.
No, I just... No, I mean, honestly, I would have had a conversation. But, you know, CJ and you were really going at it. So
See, you literally won't even say a view about it.
I did save you when you went to the bathroom.
I know. I said, what'd you guys talk about? What was the view? I'm just curious.
No, we're just.
I'm not gonna argue it.
I'm just saying.
I think there is white privilege
Oh, that's interesting.
to a certain extent.
So you're agreeing with me.
I believe that if you speak...
Yo, hold on real quick. You told me that there is no white privilege.
I think the definition of it is problematic because it's a huge generalized blanket statement about every single white person, and I don't like it, and I think it's racist.
On that note, guys, we're going to talk about Russians and how they never fucking smile in public. So right now, the Russian government is literally training most of the Russian people that have to work in the these soccer games and stuff. That's
Do we want them to smile?
Man, he's such a bad person. All right, guys. This is fucking hilarious. All right, here we go.
It's a good commercial.
Oh, wait, hold on. Wait. I accidentally fast-forwarded. Here we go. Russian train conductors are being taught how to smile at foreigners.
Russian people usually don't smile. That's why when other people come to Russia, they think that Russian people are not friendly. We need to teach them how to smile. We need to change their attitude.
I feel sorry for them.
But they really never smile, though. It's kind of
Oh, my God.
This is fucking hilarious.
I got stopped by a policeman and I was quite angry.
She got stopped by a
about it,
policeman?
and he asked me to show my ID. Afterwards, I asked him why did he stop me, and he said to me, because you were smiling. That's what he said, literally. Because it is strange.
That's a Russian privilege.
Just a person walk on street and smile. It looked alien and suspicious.
Russians not smiling people, they're being trained to smile. Oh, it gets funnier.
It gives me joy, energy.
You guys ready to laugh really hard?
Energy, all that. Everything is possible. And I can do everything.
Watch this.
I mean, that's like a laugh, not a smile. Am I right?
The whole point is that they're trying to make them smile.
They're
just
trying
in
to make them
public.
loosen up, yeah.
Yeah, because
right.
they literally they're not supposed to. They're being trained all their lives not to. All right, guys. This is Going Dutch Radio Network. Thank you guys for watching and listening. We greatly appreciate it. We went live at 8 p.m. Central every Saturday night. That's right.
A 3-hour show, guys. All right.
Exactly. We went live 8
Nick
p.m.
was
Central.
miserable. I mean, not Nick.
Candy. 8 p.m. Central every single Saturday night, guys. Thank you for watching and listening. We greatly appreciate it. Please subscribe and like us on Facebook, YouTube. That's what we need to succeed, to have more people watch us. That's what we want. We're not trying to make money. We're just trying to make people watch us because we think we're pretty interesting and we want to hear your voice. We care.
Yeah. Yeah.
We want to hear the voices who are on the fringes too.
So, do you guys have any final thoughts?
My final thoughts is it was a good show. I think CJ got a little serious, but
I didn't try to. It just came out.
I'm afraid.
But that's what this show is. We're still friends after the broadcast, and we will see you next week with some more interesting topics.
Hopefully. What do you think, Blue? What's your final thought?
I think that we went from conspiracy theory to topical things, which I don't think we can avoid because we live in that kind of time where politics.
It's broad.
I mean, it's all about politics, man.
That's right.
It really is. It really is, people.
It's really
at the end of the day.
Either or. It's bipolar.
It is. At the end of the day, people, we all love each other.
Yeah,
we do.
We really do. All right, guys. This is Going Dutch Radio Network. Saturday night, 8 p.m. Central. Comment. Like us on Facebook. Subscribe on Facebook, YouTube. We talked about Russians not smiling in public, JFK conspiracy, police brutality, obesity. Am I leaving one out? I don't know. All right, guys. This is Going Dutch Radio Network, and we're out.